Peace, one love, shalom, hotep, harambe. How y'all doing, my family? This is your girl, Empress T, actually T. Makia Zuri, affectionately known as Empress T, welcoming you and thanking you for joining me again on Zuri Speaks Talk Radio. It is Sunday, it is beautiful, and we're about to get it in. So I'm going to talk a couple of minutes here and give out the preliminaries and all of that. While I'm doing that, make sure you got something comfortable to sit on. Make sure you got your notepads, got your dictionaries, got your pens out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't just come and not take notes, because if you have questions or anything like that, then you will need to want to write it down, right? Unless you got a photogenic memory, which, by the way, I don't. That's why I rely heavily on the ancestors, because I don't have a photogenic memory. But anyway, those of you who are joining us for the first time, those of you who, maybe some of Dr. Yaffa Bay's people, if this is your first time joining us, and all of you who are joining us for the first time, I say welcome, peace, and love to you from the Dynasty. And you can go to our website if you want to find out what else we're doing, because we're on 7 days a week, about 15 shows. We do this every day. We come and bring information to the masses, to our people. Okay, so you can go to our website at dynastynetwork.net, and or you can leave us a message, send us an email. Send us an email at info@dynastynetwork.net. That's info@dynastynetwork.net. You can also catch us on Facebook. I am under Zuri Speaks, so go to Zuri Speaks. You'll find me. And if you don't want to do none of that, you can just call me, y'all. Just call me, 203-ASK-ZURI, 203-ASK-ZURI. See, I tried to make it easy so y'all can find the show. We've been on for almost 2 years now, Zuri Speaks, period. And so, we try to make everything where people can find us easier than they used to, and so hopefully we're doing a good job with that. Now, let me tell you the premise of the show, and that is to provide a no-holds-barred radio show that focuses on empowering black men and women, so-called black men and women, to step up to success in their families, in their spirituality, their businesses, and their communities around the world. And, yeah, we are global. That's why I had to say around the world. And actually, when I made this statement, I wouldn't even know where but down the street in Phoenix, y'all. I mean, my audience was like down the street. But anyway, it's global now, so thanks to all of those who are out there listening way over across yonder, and it's like midnight or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning there. We send you peace and one love from over here in America, okay? Now, let me see. Have I told you all everything? I think so. I guess I better go ahead and bring in my sisters. I know that's what y'all waiting for, huh? Let me see here. I got, Miss Kenya Jones. Miss KJ, you there?
Yes, I am. Pieces.
Peace and love.
Peace and love out to your family.
It's not like you're on the road, but you be
rolling.
Girl,
you already know. I'm rolling, but I wouldn't miss this for the world, Got to support our lovely sister, Dr. Yaffa Bay. So peace and love to the family out there. Peace and love to you.
Well, apparently you ain't the only one witness for the world, because, I mean, wow, the board is like, we got a lot of people out there really trying to check in and see what's going on. The chat room is still kind of slow. I'm sure it'll pick up, but, I mean, the board is like, come on, y'all. Well, peace and love to y'all on the phone. All those hanging on the phone, and peace and love to you in the chat room. I see y'all. How y'all doing? And also those out there who are using our new phone app. Peace and love to you. Those who are actually sitting on your computer just listening. Doing whatever you do. Peace and love. Let me go ahead and get our sister up in here, bringing in her energy. Dr. Yaffa.
How are you today?
Hi.
I'm fine, thank you. Harambe. Let's work together. Let's come together.
Yes, indeed.
Girl, I don't know. I don't know about that, because they was cutting the hell up today.
Wow.
They was cutting up today, girl.
Well, I don't know who was cutting up, but I know we're here because people are cutting. I'm on the phone, I told you, so people are cutting me up. The word is I'm on the hot seat today because I've been accused of being very disrespectful to our people. A lot of people don't like the fact that I beat up on Jesus. They say I'm disrespectful, call calling white folks, some white folks, Neanderthals, and I'm disrespectful talking about we not black. I must hate black people. Oh, we not from Africa, so Sister Yaffa hates the Africans and all this other stuff. I'm being accused, you got a problem with the Moors, and everybody says I'm very disrespectful of people. So today I'm on the hot seat, and I'm cool with it.
Okay, cool on the hot seat.
Answer the questions. Let's clarify it. So let's cut it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
where do we start?
Well, I'm going to say we've been asking people to, join us on the show, call in and stuff, because some people still were having some issues on some things you say, and I just have to say, call in. You can call in and ask her yourself. Now, I want to say, I think, KJ, we might have to leave you for a minute until you get somewhere, because I think we hear all this.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You
you can use your phone. That way you can come back in when you're ready, okay?
I got you.
Okay. All right. And so we have I think like a 37 comment thread that we had going on Facebook. So let me tell you, I think that we should start, maybe open up. I'm going to tell you some of the comments, and then you, I guess, can address them. And also, those of you who are listening, here's a live call-in, so y'all can just call in at 646-716-7572. Don't forget you got to press the number 1. If you don't press that 1, I see you, but I don't see you. Okay, so make sure you press the number 1. And, y'all come on in. You ain't got to be nice and sweet and kind, because she can take care of y'all. She got you. So come on in and ask your questions. And I'm going to tell you that, first of all, this brother has said that, he said a bunch of sick witches, okay. That's cool. We roll with it. I said, hell, I deal with this. That's fine. And then some other people were like, saying, yeah, I can't wait to hear from her. That's my girl. She done taught me some things. Woo, 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 woo. So, yeah. And the reason why, Dr. Yaffa don't have a Facebook, that's why I'm reading this to her, because she don't know what it says. So all of y'all who think that she got one of y'all writing her messages, she's not getting those. I'm just saying. Anyway, well, people do think you are answering them.
Yeah, everybody thinks I'm ignoring them. I try not to ignore anyone. I'm not a part of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I'm not trying to box BA, Yahoo group, Google group. It's not going to happen. So-and-so invites you to be LinkedIn. Not going to happen. I'm not interested. I can't keep up with what I'm dealing with already. I don't need no extra.
I say. Without me reading all of this, because, I don't want to put nobody's business out there, but I can tell you pretty much what is being said. And you already know. People are having problems with the slave trade and all that, about us being here first, and, not most of us came from Africa and things like that. That's what most of the thread was about today.
Okay.
So you can pretty much start there where you want to start it, because apparently, and let me say this before I even say that, y'all, please, if you're not going to do the research, then just stop. If you found something in the research that is different, then bring it on. Nobody, it's just that simple. But we all still trying to learn. So but don't just say I don't want to believe it. If you want to talk about it, then at least give it a chance. Go research and come back and say I researched it. I didn't find what the hell you were talking about. It's just that simple. But anyway, my sister.
I don't have a problem with that. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
I am aware of the fact that people get bent out of shape by the things I say, particularly because so much of it is stuff they have never heard before. It does not resonate with the things that they know or think they know. So this broad must be crazy, because that's not what I learned in school. That's not what I was taught. That's not what goes on in my church. That's not what goes on in my group. Because they hear what I'm saying, it does not sync up with what they think they already know. They have an emotional response. And that emotional response causes a lot of them to come out swinging and to start attacking. And I don't take it personally. I heard about people calling my mother a whore and this and that because she had 4 children by 4 different men. When I'm trying to explain the word race to you and the technical definition, because it's not resonating, you come out swinging and attack me personally. And I'm cool with that. You're not hurting my feelings.
Right.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's
No, you didn't cut me off.
Say what you got to say. Don't talk crap to me in the chat rooms and on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I don't read chat rooms. I'm talking to you guys now. I don't look at the chat. There's no way I can read what's happening in the chat room, talk and focus. I can't multitask like that. So if you have something to say, I have told everyone, one, don't believe anything I say ever at all. Assume that I am lying to you. Assume everybody is lying to you. Don't do your due diligence, because I don't know anything, and I certainly don't know everything. I only know some things about some words, and I can get you clear, but you have to find your own way. So if you have something to say, what is it I've said? Do your due diligence. If you still have a question or a problem, then you come to me. But I'm not going to argue back and forth with you. I have a phone number out there, 213-928-6155. I have an email address out there, yaffabay@gmx, like Georgia, Mexico, X-ray.com. I have a website that has information on getting a hold of me if you missed that, which is yaffabay.com, YAFFABEY. If you've got a problem or a question or concern, bring it. And I'm going to say this. My people shouldn't be punked out. I have so-called white folks that will reach out to me. Wait a minute, what are you trying to say? Hold up. Are you trying to say you guys are superior to me? I'm what you call white. So if they don't have a problem saying, yo, you clear this up for me, I need to know what you're trying to say to me. Why can't my own people step up like that?
That's right.
Don't punk out. You got something to say it. I will do the best I can to clarify it for you. I am not here to belittle anyone, to make anyone feel small, to hurt anyone's feelings, even though I do it quite often. It's not my intent. It's just kind of like a side effect of me being me and bringing what I bring. But I'm cool with anybody not agreeing. You don't have to agree with me. You're not supposed to agree with everything anybody says.
Right.
You take what you can get, utilize what resonates and rings for you, and the rest you just throw it out the window and say, well, I followed her up until here, but right here, it's what lost me. I'm done. Right there, you throw that out and take what you do work with. That's how you do. So let's do the thing.
That's my motto too, Dr. Yaffa. Right.
Well, y'all heard it here, and I'm going to tell you, I talk to her all the time, and she be dropping stuff on me, and I will go and check it out. That's the thing she done said that I heard her say, that it just shook everything down to my, I ain't going to tell y'all where, but I was shook. Okay? But it's just easy just to go and look for yourself. I'm a visual person. I'm not really that visual, but I have to see it in order for it to stick into my mind. In order for me to, believe it, or I have to either ancestors got to come and tell me that's it. But I'm telling y'all, if you got a problem, just look it up. It's nothing. Ain't nobody mad because you looked it up. We encourage you to go and check out what it is that she's saying. So you want to, I got a call hanging on, or you want to go ahead and start talking about the slave trade and all that stuff?
This is it. Hey, this is what we're doing. Bring in your caller first, and then you can read whatever people wanted to say in the Facebook if there is no caller. If this is about me being in a hot seat, people need to be able to approach me in this seat, so bring them on.
Okay. Well, he just hung up, whoever that was. You can call back, put your finger back up if you want to. What happened?
Press number 1.
Right. You can put 1 back on there. We'll take your call right now. For real. Because as soon as I went to press it, it jumped back out. But, okay. Well, ain't nobody got their hand up yet, so I guess we just roll with it. And as they come in, we'll bring them in.
Let's go to Facebook, what they got to say, because, I can't see Facebook.
Okay, right. Okay.
What do you want to know? I can try to answer what you want to know if I know. I don't know everything, and I'll tell you I can't answer that. Let's go.
Okay, I'll read some of this. I didn't want to read the comments, but I'll read some of it. The
You can read the comments. They ain't going to hurt my feelings.
Okay. The Trans-Sahara slave trade went on for hundreds of years before the transatlantic trade began with the Europeans. This person saying that he begs to differ with, And then he says, are we to believe that pyramid builders of solid blocks of megaton stones went to America to build big piles of dirt? It seems more like the Moors are trying to wipe away their dastardly deeds to enable their doctrines to be spread further. A doctrine which holds that black means death and white means pure angelic rulers. I beg to differ. Okay.
Okay. First of all, when it comes to these megalithic things that you're talking about. No, they didn't go build megaliths and then go backwards and do dirt. They did dirt first, okay? You create a stone mound, a soil mound or earthen mound of dirt, and then you graduate to a step pyramid, which is kind of rough and tumble, and then you graduate further to the sleek pyramids that you see over in what you now call Egypt or ancient Kemet. As far as black meaning death, maybe it does, but if you also know that the word black means bleached up, pale, and white in color, it doesn't apply to you anyway.
Right.
Unless you are bleached up, pale, and white in color, then you would fall under the definition of the term black. Dark complexion people are not black by definition because technically the word means the opposite of what you use it for.
So, and if pale and bleached and all that means black and that means death, then let them have the word death. I don't know. I mean, if he goes with the other word, right? Let him have the word black and death.
Black. The word black, B-L-A-C-K, is synonymous with the word B-L-A-C. It's also synonymous with the word B-L-E-A-C, where the E and A are stuck together, and the word B-L-A-K-E. It's the same as the word B-L-E-A-K and the word B-L-E-A-C-H. All of those words mean the same thing, every single one of them. And they all mean bleached up, pale, and white in color. And if you want me to read it from a dictionary, well, then so be it. I'm not making this stuff up.
Right. It's called research. Is there a certain book that you need to? Is there a certain edition you need to go to find that?
Absolutely, positively. Absolutely, positively. The real definition of black and the real definition of American are not online on the etymological or whatever other dictionaries they have out there for the most part. You are going to be hard-pressed to find the real definition of black and the real definition of America, and it ain't in Wikipedia either. So we have a problem here. Somebody's holding back the truth. Why can't you tell the truth about things that are true? There is a dictionary. I've told my listeners about it before, but I haven't told yours. There's a little set. It's 2 books in the set. You can buy each one of these books from Amazon.com. Shipping is $3.99. The books are going to cost you 49 cents, 99 cents, $1.50. So with shipping and everything at $5 per book, you can get a 2-volume set called An Etymological, and that's spelled ETYMOLOGICAL, an Etymological Dictionary of Modern English by Ernest Weekly. That's spelled E-R-N-E-S-T, last name W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. And Volume 1 is kind of rust-colored. It's book letters A through K. Volume 2 is green in color. It's letters L through Z. And one of the volumes, I don't recall which one, you can get online for free and download it for free. But when you get things online, ebooks are a modern form of book burning. My nephew in Northern California, my son, my deceased brother's son, let me know about a week ago. He's like, Sister Yaffa, you know, it's funny that you're talking about book burning because San Jose State University, he mentioned the department. He said they have created a policy whereby if they don't agree with particular books, rather than throw them away, give them away, donate them, or sell them, the new policy at San Jose State University is to burn the books they do not agree with. That is their policy. And that's in California. San Jose State University in Northern California, USA, is burning books. They want everybody on e-book because with an e-book you can change the meaning with the stroke of the key so that it reads the same for everyone around the world, whether it's true or not. You can't change the meaning in every individual hardbound copy of a book unless you go door to door, which I wouldn't put past them, try one day, and go all over the world and collect up the books and volumes and throw them in the street and burn them in a pile. That's what you're going to have to do to change the truth for everybody that's got a hard copy. People that have e-books, you can be messed up in an instant with the stroke of a key. Okay, but let me give you black out of this book right here. And the other book is the 1828 dictionary by Noah Webster. The title is American Dictionary of the English Language. That is the title. American Dictionary of the English Language. It is by Noah Webster. It is a reprint from the year 1828. The original was 2-volume books. They took those 2 volumes, reprinted them, and bound them all into one book. Yes, things have been taken out. Absolutely. You know how I know? Maud and I figured it out quickly. When the dude defines words, and we try to look up some of the words that he uses to define those words, and the words you use to define the word are not in your dictionary, somebody's left something out. Or in your dictionary it says, look up such and such a word, and when you go to look that word up, it's not there. We know you've left stuff out. So whoever reprinted it, things that they didn't like, they did take out. But the real definition of black and the real definition of American are still in there. You can get that for $55 at christianbook.com, or you can call 1-800-CHRISTIAN. It's a green hardback book with a golden eagle on the cover. Now, this is what this book says about this word, black. And as far as Moors doing this, that, and the other, you need to comprehend what Moors is, because it's not even what the hell you think. The term Moor, by definition now, means any dark complexion person, and that would be anybody from anywhere with dark skin. You can find yourself under the dictionary definition of Moor by definition because you're dark complexion. You know, but back in the day, it meant something totally different, and I'd have to see if I can find my notes on that, which if I had known this was going to be a question, I'd have looked for it, because we didn't decide until midnight to do this show.
Right. B-L-A-C-K, and this is on page 158 of An Etymological Dictionary of Modern English by Ernest Weekly in Volume 1, A through K. Black, from Anglo-Saxon, B-L-A-E-C. Black, ink, already confused in Anglo-Saxon with blank, B-L-A-C. White, bright, see bleach and bleak. Do I need to say anything further? I got it.
The 2 words are probably related. The common meaning is being lack of color. Do I need to say it again? For all these people that are like, oh, Sister Yaffa talk about we ain't black. She must hate black people. She's up with self-hatred. You're not black by definition because you don't lack color. And you're not Lisa, pale, or white.
That's why I always say so-called black. So-called black. When I first heard you say that, I was
so-called black. So people that's the term they know. I speak the term that they know.
Right.
I'm going to say this, if somebody who's listening, I mean, if you got other resources that say that's different, and we do welcome you to call in, because, I mean, we all learning here. So just call in and tell us. Tell us your resources. Where you got it from.
I'm going to give it to you out of the 1828. I'm going to give it to you out of the 1828. Because, see, I am not making this up. I'm not a racist. I don't hate so-called white people. It depends on who the individuals are. I try to judge everybody by it on an individual basis, and everybody that knows me knows that. Because I am not stupid enough to think all white people are evil, and all so-called white people are evil, and all so-called black people are good. That kind of thinking is going to get you messed up. I'm telling you. Because somebody that you think is cool because they're so-called black or white is going to be the very person to screw you because you think, oh, we all cool. We all the same color. Yeah, okay. Go on with that thinking if you want to. But B-L-A-C-K in the 1828 dictionary, this dictionary is not numbered. The pages are not numbered, so I can't give you the page number, but it's the right column. Last entry on the right is where it begins, where I'm looking at. Black, in the brackets. This is a Saxon term, B-L-A-C, and B-L-A-E-C, B-L-A-C-K, pale, wan, livid. Blasian, which is spelled B-L-A-C-I-A-N, bleakon, spelled B-L-A-E-C-A-N, to become pale, to turn white, to become black, to blacken. From Swedish black, B-L-E-K, which means pale, wan, livid. black. And then it goes on to talk about to expose to the sun or to bleach. Also to lighten, to flash. Black, bleak, pale, blacken, to bleach. Pale, wan, bleak, to bleach. Pale, wan, bleak, sallow, to bleach. And then the author says this. Now listen carefully. It is remarkable that black, bleak, and bleach are all radically one word. The primary sense seems to be pale, wan, or sallow, from which has preceded the present variety of signification. What they're saying by that is, we think it's absolutely stunning that a word that means bleached up, pale, wan, livid, white in color, to bleach, to become pale, to whiten, to lighten, to bleach, has been made into all these new significations of darkness and the absence of color and light. If you read it, that's what they're saying. Wow, we think it's remarkable how they took this word and flipped it around. A word that originally means to be pale has now become to be dark.
Right.
They think that's absolutely remarkable that they were able to take that word and do that.
That is remarkable. Do you have the definition there for, because I'm taking that white means opposite. So do you have those definitions there? I know you do.
I doubt it. I doubt that it means opposite, but yeah, it would be in here. I'm sure it's here. You know, white is, you know, there are a couple of whites. There's W-H-Y-T-E, W-H-I-T-E, W-H-I-T-E. And it has a lot to do with punishment and penalization. But that's off the top of my head. Oh, yeah. And some people take it into the witten to have to do with knowing, but it's not what people think. But I think it's going to probably say what people think: white, whitish, white, whiteness, white, white. And this is 1828 also. One of the natural colors of bodies, but not strictly a color, for it is said to be a composition of all the colors, destitute of all stain or purity on the surface.
Now hold on. We can't even hear you because somebody's doing a lot of moving, and we cannot hear anything you're saying.
That's not me. Somebody hit mute.
Okay. Stop now.
I'm going to do it again.
That's what you were saying. Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to do it again. One of the natural colors of bodies, but not strictly a color, for it is said to be a composition of all the colors. So what does that mean? Hold that thought. What does that mean? If you're a child and you take a box of crayons and you start putting a color and then you put another color and another color and another color, the more colors you put on that, when they say a combination of all the colors, anybody that remembers childhood and crayons, what happens to the colors when you start mixing all the colors together? They become this thing that everybody now calls black, which according to this is what white is. It says here again, white is one of the natural colors of bodies, but not strictly a color, for it is said to be a composition of all the colors. When you blend all kinds of colors together, that shit gets darker, 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 darker. Excuse my language. That stuff gets darker and darker. And it becomes this very melanin-rich hue of what is erroneously now styled with the term black. It goes on to say, after the semicolon, it's destitution of all stain or obscurity on the surface, whiteness. Now it goes on, this is where they start changing things. We say bleach cloth is a good white. A white, a spot or thing, the mark at which an arrow is shot, and that is an analogous part in the seeds of plants is called the albumin or white. So then it goes on white. The second entry is a verb to be, which is not like the previous entry, which was a noun. To make white, to whiten, to whitewash, or to mark. So I'm confused because according to this book, white means the combination of all colors. Last time I checked, when you combine a bunch of colors, you get what is now called black, which here says it's white. What it says about black is it's bleached up and made pale. And then it goes on to say white in color. So, and does anybody else have anything else they want to say? because if this is a hot seat, it ain't too hot yet. My behind ain't burning yet.
I'm about to take a call, but I want to ask one question
before
we go there. What is the opposite of this black teacher? Pale. And then we'll go to the
well, based on this, if white is pale, if black means pale and white means not really a color, but it's all colors combined, you sit down with your crayon box and start combining the colors, and then you tell me.
Oh, damn.
They said black means bleached up and pale. White means to combine all the colors together, but it's not really a color, but it's a combination of all the colors.
Right.
Anybody who's an artist knows what the combination of all colors looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, I guess
remember, this thing that they call white is really a reflection of light and not an acceptance of light. And most of the people that are currently called white are don't even fit the definition of what people even think the word is. They really look like they're so-called black. If you take children. See, people always want to make children think that there's something wrong with them. No, fool, there's something wrong with you. You have a little child that goes to school. Here they are in kindergarten or first grade, and they're learning their colors. And they have their crayon box, and they're learning their colors. And then they start encountering people of other ethnicities that have different skin hues or different skin complexions. Now, this child just went to school and learned what white is supposed to look like and what brown is supposed to look like and what pink and tan and peach and black or so-called black looks like. And then you run into somebody on the street and you try to tell this child, yeah, that person, that's a white person. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
They look pink to me, mommy.
Right.
No, they white. Or you tell them, oh, that's one of them niggas, they're black. Black. They look brown to me, Mom. No, they're black. And the child is sitting there thinking, well, maybe I'm messed up. I thought I learned my colors. I must have not have done too well in color class because last time I checked, this person doesn't look like my crayon that you call black, but my parents are telling me this person is black, but they look like my brown crayon, so now you got the child messed up. And that's how children get messed up. Grown-ups mess them up. So go ahead. That's it.
Ooh, yeah. Damn.
Wow.
Okay. Now you got the child thinking something wrong with them and there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dr. Yaffa, I have a question. Why would they switch up what's the purpose of them switching up the definition?
Hey,
what is
you're
the
trading
purpose?
places. You are trading places. You are trading places. You have those that are so-called cursed of Canaan, and then you have the so-called lepers. See, remember, leprosy is more than people think. Leprosy is when people start losing what they call a lack of feeling, where they don't feel any pain, okay? They don't feel anything. You stick them with pins and whatever, they feel nothing. They have what they call a type of anesthesium or what is the word? I can't think of what the word is. They bring that out. If you ever saw the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, Part 1 is the girl with the dragon tattoo. Part 2 is the girl that played with fire. The Part 3 is the girl who kicked, like kicking a football, the hornet's nest. If you watch that trilogy, Lisbeth's half-brother is a leper, an albino leper, okay, because he feels no pain, none.
Okay, wow. It's like a nerve condition, right? Like a nerve condition?
No, it has not. I don't think it has anything to do with nerves. It's a type of defect. I keep trying to tell people. People get in trouble when I tell them it's a type of birth defect. Okay, that's a birth defect. But when you have leprosy, the first thing is the lack of feeling in your skin. And then in a lot of instances, you also have a whiteness of the skin and a growing out of yellow hair from the skin, which most people call yellow hair blonde. When it starts getting in the worst type of phases or stages, leprosy is this thing where people get these oozing pustule sores that just ooze out of them, just drip with pus. But that's a totally different level. In this movie, he had the yellow hair, the whiteness of skin, and he felt nothing. He could walk up to you and bash your skull in just as easy as look at you for no reason whatsoever, just because he could. You feel nothing in skin, you probably feel nothing in your soul either.
Right. Wow.
So a lot of these people are not what you think, but you got the leopards, then you got the curse of Canaan, then you got the Mother Nature spitting out the occasional mutant albino, then you have those that inbred through incest and lost their color, then you have, what do you call this lab-created creature, these clones walking around, then you have this entity that everybody thought was extinct, known as a Neanderthal, that has shaved, and it's passing itself off in everybody's stuff.
Damn.
Okay. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, all so-called white-skinned people are not the same thing, and running around here thinking that they're all the same or not, it's going to get you screwed up. If you really want to see the differences of what I'm talking about, there are 3 things, maybe 4, that you can watch. Movies. One is the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy that I just told you about. Now, they do have part 1 in the United States version, but the other 3 parts are all Swedish. And in Swedish, you have to, 1 or 2 of them, you have to read English subtitles. The other one is a movie called The Descent, about 6 women that go down in caves and encounter these things underground. Now, they're all so-called white skin. They encounter these things underground, walking around all for very sensitive delight, blind for the most part, blood-drinking ass cannibals, some whole other stuff. Then there's another movie called Black Death. It is about the Black Plague of Europe, and it shows everything pretty much. Well, actually, it covers everything. The hatred of women that I talk about, the jealousy, the corruption of the Christian militia, or those that were the Knights of Christ, and how crazy they were, how they would torture people, rape people, murder people, torment people. And if they encountered an area that was matriarchal, that was an area to take down. And, these are witches. This is a witch. They got to take them out. And if it's a man that's following the matriarch, they're going to make an example of him. And in this movie, if you in a community that they come up on and you're doing well and you're living well and everybody's happy and everybody's eating and no one is sick and no one is suffering, it's like, oh, what kind of shit is this? They're not even suffering. They must be in league with the devil. Well, we're going to make them suffer. We're going to teach them suffering because we came from suffering, so they're going to suffer too. That's the movie called The Black Death. Then there's another one called Albino Farm. Now, that movie is a damn horror movie. I ain't even into horror flicks. But you can't have a movie titled Albino Farm, and Yaffa don't want to know what the hell is this about. Right. And it shows a bunch of bleached-out-looking people, one of them from East India or Pakistan or wherever, Bangladesh, which is all East India, going into a community looking for an albino farm that's supposed to be talked about and everybody knows about it. And these white-looking people, one of them blind, maybe 2 of them blind, get up in here and get messed up big time in a city in the United States. And there's still a lot of these goddamn places existing to this day, where people up in there are something else. They ain't what you think they are. They're something else. And I'm like, see, my listeners that are all caught up would have showed up in that town and been like, okay, there's something real wrong with this picture here. Time to get the hell up out of here. We ain't finna stay. Let's step. These fools stayed around, and all of them wound up, all but one wound up dead. And then she realized, oh, my God, the whole town is the albino farm. I'm on the phone, sister. So you watch them 4 flicks, The Descent, Albino Farm, Black Death, and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, and then you come back and talk to me about all white people are the same. Next question.
Well, all right. Those of you who are just tuning in, yep, that's Dr. Yaffa Bay. You had it right. And this is a live show. This is a call-in show, so you are more than welcome to call in at 646-716-7572.
This feet ain't that hot. I don't feel my butt getting hot. I'm not burning here.
I'm trying to get it hot, like you said. I'm trying to get it hot for you.
Heat it up. Because if they mad at me for being disrespectful, bring it. Don't play. Bring it.
We got to start it slow, I guess. But people got their hands up, so let's go ahead and go to the phone line.
Bring them in.
But I want to tell you that this is, I am, sis. I am. She ready, y'all. She ready. I got to listen. Listen, ding, ding. Go to the corner. Give you some water. We're going to bring you back to the middle of the ring in a few seconds here. You are listening to the Rise Speaks Talk Radio. I am your host, Empress C. We have Ms. Kenya Jones, KJ. We also have Dr. Yaffa Baby in the hot seat. She said, but the hot seat is cold. So we got to, heat the seat up a little bit. So anyway, like I said, you are more than welcome to call in 646-716-7572. If you got a question, just ask. Shit. You don't.
After you get the question or complaint.
Right. After you get the answer, go look it up and see what you can find out. Hell, call back and teach us something. If you find something different, call back and tell us. 815. And she's cool with that, y'all.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. And I don't have a problem saying so. I apologize for it.
I can't just.
Hold on, Dr. Yaffa. We got somebody on the call. Peace.
Oh, okay.
Peace and love, peace. What's your first name? Where you calling from? 815.
I gotta go. I heard you. I'll see what I can do. Hello, I have a question.
Yes. Hi. What's your first name? Where you calling from?
My name is Terrence. I'm calling from Chicago.
Okay, peace and love, peace.
Hey, well, I just want to say, I'm at this party. I'm DJing. I shut this whole party down in Colorado. Now, I have a question, but I want to tell you that I'm really looking forward to meeting you one day. And if I learn how to astroplane, I'm coming to see you. Okay? Dr. Yaffa?
Okay.
All right, so my question is this. What is your take on a connection with the Hebrew Israelite history of our people? With the Moors, and to me, as far as I understand from my research so far, I think it's the same thing. But I want to hear what you have to say. I've been trying to catch up with you for a couple of years now.
I can't speak a lot to that Hebrew Israelite story. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot about that and can't speak a whole lot to it. I ain't the one. For something like that, you might want to check out Dr. Suzar's book called Blacked Out Through Whitewash.
Okay, I just wanted to get your opinion.
But I have no opinion on the Hebrew Israelite business other than I think my people are confused about it. I think my people are, they're searching so hard for the truth. They're jumping on every bandwagon and any bandwagon that looks good and sounds good. Been there, done that, been through the Hebrew Israelites, but there are three different factions of Hebrew Israelites that I'm aware of. You have the Ben Ami group, which a lot of them went and set up some little commune or whatever in Israel. Then you have the Yahweh Ben Yahweh group, which was off the hook. That brother was who he said he was based on my research. They were basically disbanded when they destroyed the head. Like I said, when they take out the head, they can stop us in our tracks. That's why everybody's got to be individually powerful as an individual. But Yahweh Ben Yahweh was arrested for things that he didn't do and crimes he didn't commit. He was set up and locked up, and all of their economic assets were stolen, confiscated by this thing called the United States. And they had a lot of economic wealth and power. They were no joke. But they said, black people can't do this, and black people can, no, that's a lie. Niggas can do it all the time, and people deliberately destroy our efforts. We don't need these people. They need us. Then you have there's another group that's a little bit more radical. You see them in certain neighborhoods in mainstream cities, usually out on corners with megaphones and bullhorns, being real radical with a lot of hostility and hatred and venom spewing towards other people. And I'm not saying they don't have valid reasons. I'm saying that they're coming from a very racialistic position. And usually they're like in all purple. The brothers will have the purple top and the purple pants, or they have on a silver top and the silver pants. And, they're always dressed to the nines, but they're very radical. They tend to stand around talking and hollering on megaphones, a lot of racial stuff in like New York, Los Angeles, these kind of places. They're on some whole other stuff. But those are the three Hebrew Israelite groups that I'm aware of. And when it comes to the average Hebrew Israelite, a lot of them are too patriarchal for me.
Right.
Don't want to hear nothing that women have to say in most of the groups across the board for the most part.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not. That's real interesting. Everything you said, and I appreciate everything you just said. Me personally, no, it's not a but. But me personally, I've met. I flew them the different elders and leaders from all over the country into Chicago and met with all of them. And to see what they was about, whatever. And I'm
group?
not no follower, period. But
which group?
We got next mainly from New York, California.
Is it the Yahweh Hebrew Israelites, the Ben Ami Hebrew Israelites, or that radical group of Hebrew Israelites?
It's the radicals
that are very hostile towards a lot of people.
I understand where they're coming from, and it makes sense. But I'm not interested in what I'm saying is I'm not interested in the different ways and the doctrines and all that. I'm not interested into what any other man is doing. I just want to know from the historical, is it true? From my research, now I don't claim to be no expert research person yet, but the actual historical, from the biblical and actual history that I've looked, I think we are those people. Now I don't hate anybody either. I ride for my people every chance I get, but I'm not about BS and all that type of extra. I'm not with none of that extra stuff. So that's why I'm into what you're talking about as well. I'm just looking for all knowledge,
Yeah, you're trying to find the truth. That's good.
I'm just trying to find the truth. Yeah, so I just, I'm not following nobody. I'm not, if it goes down, if the Most High come out the sky and say, let's get it, then I'm ready. I'm just trying to be the best person I can be. And knowledge is key to that. So, like I said, I just wanted to hear what you said. I respect you. I've seen a couple of your lectures, and it really opened my eyes up and from a whole different perspective. So I'm just looking in all the corners. That's all.
Well, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you calling. You're very welcome. Harambe.
All right.
All right. Let me go ahead and, I guess your seat ain't hot yet. So we trying to find you somebody that gonna put some fire under your seat. We're gonna go to the next caller at 602 and see what's going on. Area code 602. You are on the high seat. Can I have your first name, please, and where you calling from? Okay. All right. Going once, going twice.
I think they're trying to talk, but there's a lot of wind blowing in the background. I heard them say something, but they broke up, and I couldn't make out a thing. Whoever that is.
Okay, 602, you're going to have to call back in, put your hand up again. I think you can press number 1 and to go back. I'm not sure, but anyway, call back in and put your finger up, and we'll come back to you.
Either that or let the window up.
Okay, 662, 662, where you calling from, please, and your first name. Area code 662. Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess people kind of, I don't know, Dr. Yaffa.
Yeah. See, people talk a lot of stuff behind your back, but when you tell them to come to your face with it, they punk out.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, y'all, I see y'all hanging on, so that's cool. If y'all want to ask a question or something you're not clear about what you said so far, then you can call in right now at 646-716-7572 and ask your question. I know a lot of people, Dr. Yaffa, are interested in this whole thing about slaves and us being here already and not really coming over here on the ship. I see that in the chat room as well right now asking me that. So, wait a minute.
They think I'm disrespectful because I don't buy it.
Okay, do you want to take a phone call or do you want to go ahead and go into that?
Well,
which one you want to do?
Tell the listener to hold for a second, but make sure you take the caller. Because so far, every time we try to bring in the caller, I'll remember this question about the slavery thing. Bring in the caller. I'll get to this question on the slavery after this caller, in case somebody's really there this time.
All right. Area code 815. This is Zuri Speaks. What's your first name and where you calling from, please? Area code 815.
Okay, on the slavery story, since nobody's there, first of all, it is not economically feasible. You're dealing with a people, let's go back to what you think you know about Europe and what they were going through, and a lot of people have no idea the trauma that those people went through over there before they came their crazy behinds over here, okay? That's why I said watch Black Death, just to get a piece of a clue. Anyway, these people, you're talking about people that were hungry, starving. A lot of them were selling their children, their behinds, and everything else to eat or even to get to the Americas, okay? You're talking about a people who were so heavy into cannibalism that even their crowned heads are documented for cannibalism. It only stopped at approximately 400 years ago, and that might be around the time they got here. And it wasn't that they stopped when they got here. They got here and started eating our people as well. But you come over here, you are poor, destitute, hungry, cannibalizing, to the point that when King Henry or Queen Mary would behead somebody in the public square, which is a savage behavior, you would actually stampede one another in almost like a mob rush to get down on your hands and knees to lick the blood off the ground from the head that just flew off the body after the executor's axe came down on the neck. And if the head had the wherewithal to fly off into the crowd, people were fighting over the head, drinking the blood from the head, just losing their freaking minds. Okay, now these people are so hungry, so destitute, so poor and impoverished, total paupers and subjects, that you have the wherewithal to come up with all of these ships. You ain't got enough money to feed yourself. You selling your children for food, that you come up with all these ships to transport all these millions of people from over there to over here in that short period of time, when you're not talking about steamboats, you're not talking about motorboats, you're not talking about engine oil, you're not talking about any of this stuff. It is economically not feasible. You can't feed them people for the journey and the time it would take. You can't provide water for them people. You know, they talk about, what's the word, collateral damage. That is more collateral damage than anybody should allow. If you're going to take 500 of these people and throw them on the ships and stack them like sardines, the way you say, you have no food to feed them because you have none to feed yourself unless you're eating them. You have no water to thirst them because you don't even believe in clean water. And they ain't finna drink this kind of water y'all throwing at them. You better watch the 13th Warrior again and see what my niggas thought about clean water. If you can't even afford to feed and drink and clean and house yourself, you can't bring all these people over here. If you got 500 under the ground with no food, no water, and this and that, you're going to get here with 2. Do the math. If they stack the people in the ships the way they said, with ships that they don't even have the money or the builders to build, and Europe didn't even have that kind of wood for the trees, okay? I'm sorry. Europe was known for nothing. Okay, this area that they call Eastern Europe, no resources were from there. There's no gems, no minerals, no oil, no tea, no rubber, no bananas, no fruit, no animals, no oil. Nothing is from there. It's known for nothing but producing crazy people. Now, you run over here, and there is millions of people walking these shores, even though you could walk for days in the Americas and get just silence and see no one. Every now and then you see one little stray autochthonous American strolling along, but for days you could walk. And it's like, wow, look at all of this. And then you come upon people, millions. It is more economically feasible and less collateral damage loss to enslave the people you find here than to try to bring a bunch of strangers from somewhere else that you can't feed, that you don't have the ships for, you don't have the people to row the boats for. You don't have it. It just don't add up. Some stuff just makes absolutely zero sense. They only brought approximately 20 people from what you call Africa on ships as slaves into America, and after they brought those 20, then they created the color line. You can't create a color line with 20 people unless those 20 look a whole lot like everybody else that was already here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that came here are like my African ancestors that I found. I found on my my mother's side, three brothers, I think it was either three brothers or two brothers and their father, were in, I think, England at the time. You know what I'm saying? Which was Britain, but the Belgic invaded Britain, and they changed the name to England, okay? And there were some Austrian strain that went in and invaded Britain and called it England and made it some whole other stuff. Now, as a matter of fact, the Belgic basically decimated the Scots, Irish, and the Brits, and almost took over and replaced them. But these people are the ones that came up with the rewording and the returning and the renaming of these folks. Now, my people were in England, which prior to that was Britain. They were so-called African, these two brothers and their dad, or three brothers, or whatever it was, three dudes. They saw employment, just like a lot of people come from Africa today seeking jobs. They saw employment opportunities. They bought their own tickets, paid their own way, and got their own behinds from England to America. They became enslaved after they got here. And they wound up under some pink person named Caldwell. So on that side, they're Caldwells, okay? And that was like Texas, because my people are like Robinsons from the Carolinas, I think the Caldwells from Texas, the Hamiltons from Canada, the Zenos, which I think before that was probably Zones, and that might have been the Carolinas too, I'm not so sure. But a lot of people are not who you think they are. A lot of these names are not European names. Get it real. Get real. Okay, even if they are names from people of Europe, when you get into, there's a book called Nature Knows No Color Line. In the book Nature Knows No Color Line, the author covers a lot of the ancient so-called European family crests. Nowadays, these modern crests have lions on one side and horses on the other, or unicorns standing on each side of the shield, this kind of stuff. But before that, before they got into this new stuff, trying to bury niggas, the ancient family crest had so-called Moorish head, or heads of dark complexion, erroneously now so-called black people, on the family crest. So the ancient family name was an ancient nigger name, so these European names came from ancient niggas, and these are the people that are on the crest. It's their name, so even the names that you think the Europeans have, even if it's a name from Europe, it was still niggas' names to start with. Now, these people, when they came over here, a lot of our people were here already, tried very earnestly to work with them and to accept them and receive them. That happened with Montezuma south of the border. That happened with Kamehameha in Hawaii, and our people over in what you call Haiti now with Columbus and them. When they just kept coming in, and we trying to be generous and genuine, and they on some whole other crazy because we didn't understand. Now, I don't know if their problem was with because of what so-called Moors did to them overseas, and they got here and we all looked the same to them. And as far as they're concerned, we were all the same and took their crazy anger out on us. I'm not sure which it was, but they came here, found our people here, and enslaved us. We are not slaves. We were not slaves. A slave is a Slavic of Slavonia in Europe. We're not Slavonian or Slavic from Europe. We're not European, so we cannot be no slaves. We were, however, enslaved or subjugated by a bunch of foreign invaders who have basically, what's the word I want to use, vanquished our empire and our power, and they're sitting out there, and the de jure is sitting claiming to be foreigners, while the foreigners are sitting as de facto rulers claiming to be the de jure when they're foreigners. They didn't bring us here. They found us here. Everybody needs to go on YouTube and type in ST, which is an abbreviation for Saint Mary of the Good Winds. Saint Mary of the Good Winds. Type that in, and it'll bring up and you might have to watch it 2 or 3 times. It's only like 30 seconds. It's a real short little clip. So you have to watch it. It'll bring up a painting that is hanging in Seville, in Spain, of the most accurate portrait depicted of Columbus ever painted, and the Indians, and they call them Indians, that were brought back to Europe by Columbus. And all you're going to see is my dark-complexioned niggas with afro that they are calling Indians. Y'all don't look like the Indians in this portrait on the reservation, so who are you? The people on the reservation, most of those are the Europeans that were running away from their oppressors because they were brought here as slaves and, what do you call that? What's the word I'm looking for? Some kind of servant. There's a word for it when you are working off some kind of indentured servant. That's the word. They were brought here as slaves and indentured servants and prisoners that had been banished or were being punished and plopped on the colonies of the Americas. And we didn't like the way they were being treated. A lot of people tried to help them fools. A lot of people ran away. By the thousands upon thousands upon thousands, they ran away, these European people, these so-called white-looking people, into the communities of our people. A lot of them were the Irish that used to be Scots that had pissed somebody off and got banished into Ulster and to the Indies, which is now America. Because India, as you know it today, was not India. Then it was Bharat. B-H-A-R-A-T. At that time, Columbus wasn't looking for India, going over to what you call India today. That fool was trying to get here, or he was trying to get to China and further up in Asia to get spices, because this would have been what they were calling the Indies in India. At the time, what you call India now was called Bharat. It was not called India then. We were already, here's a prime example. I'm going to give you this quick story. Brother, I know, from Los Angeles, California. Father, high-ranking power in the gangster world. All right. Now, he was very Afrocentric, pro-Africa. This guy was so gung-ho Africa and Pan-Africanism. He was teaching Pan-Africanism. At one point, he was going to move away from the United States and go back to Africa. Now, this is what he told me. Yaffa, I was going home. I was going back to Africa. I was about to get up out of here. Okay. Now, by the time he heard about me, he had gotten off of the Afrocentric trip, but he still didn't know everything he needed to know. Now, like most so-called African Americans, he had heard what most of us heard. Oh, yeah, we're Indian, or we're part Indian, or something about being Indians and having Indian ancestry. He had heard it, but he was still on this gung-ho Africa trip. Now, check this out. He comes across my information. Yo, Yaffa, I found out about this information with you and this American stuff. I got to looking into the American stuff, and I found out that not only are you right, that I was an American. He said my people were not only what you call so-called Indians, and all of them were so-called niggas, except the last one, which was a half-breed. He said my great-great-whatever grandmother had like 15 children. I think maybe 12 or 13 of them were male. All of them were warrior chiefs, every single one of them. The last one, which was a hybrid one, said, I am the last of the warriors of our people. Okay, this brother finds out who he is. He goes to the Indian administration for this particular tribe. The tribe tells him, or the dude he's talking to tells him, man, you know, y'all always trying to take other people's nationality, identity, and culture. You look African-American to me. You're African. You're not Indian, you're not one of us. He's like, you know what, dude, I found my evidence, and I'm who I say. Well, no, you still look African to me. So the brother went away, and he did more due diligence, and he found more evidence. He went back, and he proved to this dude who he was. He said, you see this dude? Matter of fact, my great-great-whatever grandfather, y'all have a picture of him hanging up in your administrative offices downstairs. That was my great-great-whatever grandfather. Okay, and I was just like him, but he was lighter in complexion because he was half-breed as opposed to being full-blood so-called nigger. Okay? Now, he showed this dude on paper the proof of who he is. You know what this dude, and this is a dude that looks like a so-called white boy. He says, oh, man, you know what? I'm sorry, man. I apologize. No disrespect. I was just doing my job. Well, my question becomes, what the hell is your job? To make sure niggas don't get nowhere near their estate? That must be your job. That's me thinking. But the dude apologized brother and said, I apologize. You ought to be the chief. Maybe you should be chief. You want to be chief by blood right, you should be chief. Because all of his ancestors were chief, 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 chief. Now, this is a brother that was going to leave and go to Africa. So now he just found out that back in the 1800s, and I don't remember the year, this is why they don't want niggas to know who they are. If you find out who you are and a half of us come out like this dude, they can never afford to pay you. They need you dead. Okay, real talk. 150 years ago, because the brother gave me the year, he had gone into the administration. They bouncing around and bouncing around and bouncing around. Even though he proved to them who he was, showed them, this is my great-great-whatever grandfather hanging in your damn lobby. They told him, you're still African, you were still a slave. Finally, he goes to one of these cats. Now, all of these are people that look, for all intents and purposes, like so-called white folks. Most of the people on the reservations are so-called Italian. But he goes on to say, the dude is like, oh, man, wow. Unlike everybody else that blew him off, this dude read his documentation. He said, hold on. And he went and looked at the computer, because all these people know who his people were, because his family was that notorious. Real talk. So anyway, he goes on the computer, he says, man, you know what? In whatever the year was, I don't remember, but I did the math. It was 150 years ago. In 18 so-and-so, your family sued the United States and won. They had a settlement of like over $3 million plus 5% interest per year. Now, me, I do the math. I said, okay, $3 million, and I said, okay, 5% of $3 million, and this is what I did. Now, remember, I told y'all, my homegirl, my aunt, is money, 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 and more money. And that's all she does is watch the money. And when it comes to money, she don't play. Okay, so I did the math. $3 million, whatever the amount was, times 5% of this much interest. I took that amount of interest times 150 years, and I added that to the original settlement. I came up with an amount that exceeded $300 million that they owe this nigga. Because the dude told him, your family sued and won, and nobody's ever collected. Here, take this card. You need to call somebody and get an attorney and go get your people's money. So when I told my aunt about it, she was like, sis, you did that wrong. That's not how you do that. You don't take that 5% times the amount and then multiply it times 150 years. You take the amount times 5%. That amount you add to the original $3 million. Now you have a new amount. Next year, 5% of the new amount will give you a new.
Uh-oh.
Every year it
I think. Okay, Dr. Yaffa, we can't hear you. Dr. Yaffa.
Compounded per year.
I don't think
the amount of money they owe him exceeds $300 million.
Okay. You know what?
If that brother had left and went back to Africa, he wouldn't even be in the position he's in now. Now, he was gone, he done found out his family owns all this land. They still own land. They still paying taxes on the land, and he got to figure out how not to do that anymore. He comes from all these chiefs, and they owe him all this damn money. Y'all be African if you want it.
Dr. Yaffa, we cannot hear you. Did your Bluetooth go out?
He walked away from his estate.
Can't hear me either.
Yeah, Bluetooth. I think our Bluetooth went out.
I'm texting her right now. Go ahead and talk to her, David.
There she goes. She said she don't hear nothing.
Okay, clearly we're still on the line. What happened? What's wrong?
No, we couldn't hear. You sounded far away, like your Bluetooth may have went out.
Oh, my Bluetooth died. My bad. Did you guys hear what all I
said? Not really. Wow.
I don't even know how long you guys been off.
Well, the last thing I could clearly hear you was you talking. You started breaking down how Maya was telling you how to calculate the money correctly.
Oh, my God. Okay. What do you with? I'm just going and going and going. What happened was she said, sis, the amount of money that they owe that brother well exceeds $300 million. You did it wrong. Now, this is a brother that was going to go back to Africa. Not only does he have all this money that the dude told him, man, your family won this money. You need to take this car and call somebody. You need to get a lawyer and go get your money. They owe you this money, which exceeds the $300 million I came up with because I didn't compound the interest. So he had his family owns all this land, and they've been paying taxes on it. Nobody's doing anything with the land. Nobody's living on the land. And they got a large family. Niggas living all throughout Los Angeles, Ohio, Oklahoma, all in poverty. Okay? Going no homelessness, check to check. This is how niggas are living. You got all this money, and the United States owes your family all this money. And he was going to walk away from his estate and go back to Africa, and he wasn't even from there. So I'm saying, y'all can be African if you want to. This brother almost vacated his estate. They got land and money that he's the one that found it. And he's sitting up talking to his relatives and trying to share information. Man, we African. Man, we got the proof. I got the proof. He's like, oh, you got the proof? Man, show that to me. Wow. But I told him, these niggas that ain't even ready, don't even talk to them about it. Don't tell them nothing about it. If they ain't on the page, they going to make a mess of stuff. So not only did he find out that he is not African like he thought, but he is American and from a long line of warrior chiefs. That the Indian administrative officers are well aware of his warrior family, and they are well known. And they still trying to tell him, yeah, but you're still slave, you're still African to us. Like, y'all got stuff messed up. So he's got all this land that one of the relatives been paying taxes on for all these years, and nobody living on it, ain't nobody doing nothing on it. And because nobody's doing nothing on it, they're in the inner cities of Los Angeles, Ohio, Oklahoma, living in poverty from check to check, poor as hell, okay? Poor as hell. Trying to figure out how to pay the rent and bills. Almost homeless, and you got all this land sitting out here. You doing nothing with. They have done nothing with their land for so long that this tribe is trying to sell some of their land. But this one individual that got off the Africanism found that they got land and millions, if not billions of dollars coming to them while y'all want to be African. Be African. Walk away from your estate if you want to.
Wow. All right. Now it's time to go to the phone lines. It's time to go to the phone lines and see what people got to say. Area code 678, where you calling from, and your first name, please. Area code 678. Okay. Now listen,
ain't nobody disrespecting Africa? Huh?
Well, what I'm going to do is when I come to you and you don't say anything, I'm going to drop the call. You're going to have to call back in if you want to hear the show because now you got my board all messed up. I don't know who wants to talk, who don't want to talk. So I'm going to go down to the next one. Who has their hands up. 815, area code 815. Where you calling from? Your first name, please. 815. Okay. Drop that one off. Okay.
Let them be African if they want to. That brother was African, almost walked away from his whole estate going back to Africa. Nothing wrong with Africa. Nothing. You're not from there. That's all. Go ahead.
Okay, area code 410, area code 410, you on the right speak. Where you calling from, please, and your first name? 410?
Wow.
Okay.
They hung up.
Right. Okay. They're still holding the phone. Let me see. I'm going to keep going down the line until we'll get somebody. Area code 571, you're on the right speak. First name, please, and where you calling from?
Akron, can you hear me?
Yeah,
do it again, King. Okay, I didn't hear him, so do it again. Where you calling from?
Akron, Ohio.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, go ahead.
Earl, I caught like a half hour into the program and didn't hear the premise that was put down by Miss Bay. So I'm kind of lost at what the premise for the conversation is.
The premise for this conversation is that I'm on the hot seat for being disrespectful. That's the premise for this whole show. I've been accused of being anti-Africa, anti-black people, anti-white people, anti-Jesus, anti-Christian. Oh, you don't like black people. You saying we ain't black. Oh, you hating on Africa. You saying we ain't African. Oh, you don't even like white people. You saying they're Neanderthals. You sound like a racist. So I'm on the hot seat today for being disrespectful to people. And the question was in the in the Facebook or in the chat room, wherever it came from. What's up with this whole thing where you getting off saying we ain't from Africa? You're disrespecting our ancient African ancestors who suffered through the slavery and this Middle Passage by saying we're not from there. You want some whole other stuff, and you need to justify yourself because you're being disrespectful to the ancient ones that suffered. I'm not saying our people didn't suffer. I'm saying they didn't bring us from Africa to cause our suffering. They found us here and imposed the suffering. And while people want to be African, I was telling them about this brother that was very Afrocentric back in the day. Gung-ho African. Pan-Africanism is something he was teaching, and he was so Afrocentric to the point that he was on the verge of packing up, leaving the United States, and moving back to Africa and going home. And he almost walked away from in a state that well exceeds $300 million and acres and acres of land. I think they got almost a town named after them. And he got relatives to this day that he's talking to. He ain't told them what he's found. He hasn't told them about the money. He's picking their brains to see where they are before he tells them, before they try to do anything. Oh, yeah, we African, man. We got the proof. He's like, you got some proof? I want to see that proof. You got proof that went from Africa. Yeah, man, we got it. Niggas, show it to me. Because this nigga didn't prove that they're American and that this is their stuff.
I heard the story. I heard that.
Now
I heard all of that. Okay, so I want to be clear about the premise that you have said. Basically, what you're saying is nobody came to America in the transatlantic trade slave.
I didn't say that. I said they only brought 20 people on ships as slaves from Africa, and then they created a color line after they brought 20 people. You cannot create a color line with 20 people. I also said that a lot of our people that do have Africans in their ancestry, some of their so-called Africans got here the way mine did. They found mine came from England. They were so-called Africans in England at the time, saw posting for employment or job or whatever. I guess applied, got the job, bought their own ticket, came up with their own money, paid their own way here. They were brought here in the bottom of those ships, and then they were enslaved after they got here. And they're Caldwell.
Okay. So
in
basically, I'm just trying to understand, baby, that you're saying there was no transatlantic slave trade. Only 20 black people came. So that I'm trying to clear it up.
Let me clear it up again.
Well, you
there
said
was a
20
transatlantic.
people.
No, hold it.
You said they brought 20 people.
There was a transatlantic slave trade.
If you can't get a question, how can I ask it?
Well, you asked it, I answered it, and then you asked me again. I'm trying to answer it again. Go ahead.
Every time I change the question, you change the answer.
Well, you changed the question. You're supposed to change the answer. New question, new answer.
You try. Listen, I asked you in the beginning. I said, did anybody? You're trying to say nobody black came over here. You said no. 20 people came here. You said 20 people came. Now, my second question was, are you trying to say that there was no transatlantic slave trade? That was my next question.
And you're talking over me. I heard that question. I'm trying to answer that, and you said let you finish. Now, you didn't just ask the same question again that I was answering when you wouldn't stop talking while I'm trying to answer it. There's a transatlantic slave trade, but it didn't go the way you think. The transatlantic slave trade involved taking people from America and shipping them out. That was the transatlantic slave trade. They didn't hardly bring anybody here from Africa on ships as slaves that looked like you. They took people that were your ancestors that looked like you and put them on ships and shipped them out. Some were taken to Africa to help dig up mines and things like diamonds and things like that. Some were taken to Rome to help build on the Vatican and things like that. Some were taken to England and Europe and enslaved over there and eaten and whatever the heck the case may be and this kind of stuff. Some of them were taken from South Africa, South America to north, from north to central and south, from the islands to the mainland, from the mainland to the island. But the Atlantic slave trade was primarily about trading the people from America around the world into slavery.
And you have a reference for that. You have some historical reference for that, right?
The History of the United States from 1492 to present by Howard Zinn.
Howard Zinn?
Z-I-N-N. Z like zebra, I-N like never, N like never. No individual's going to come right out and lay it out like that for you. I also told you guys to go look at a particular YouTube of a portrait that is hanging in Seville in Spain that shows what the Indians look like, because when Columbus took 500 niggas up out of here with him. I told you to go and look at the YouTube called Saint, and it's ST abbreviated, Mary of the Good Winds, like Virgin Mary, Mother Mary, Saint Mary of the Good Winds, ST. It's really short, a couple of seconds long, and it shows the most accurate painting ever depicted of a portrait of Columbus and the Indians, and they call them Indians, that he brought back to Europe with him.
Is it wind? Or wind?
What?
Is it
what?
wind? Is it wind?
Wind like it's windy outside and the wind is blowing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Wind with an S.
With the S. I just posted it on in the chat room.
Mary
and
of the Good Winds.
I will also post it on the tag on Facebook, so you can check it out.
There is no disrespect to Africa. Africa is full of great nations and great empires that have also been subjugated by crazy foreigners. Nothing wrong with Africa, but I'm not from there. I have Scottish ancestry too, but I'm not from there.
Okay, I'm just I'm looking for reference material basically on, and just one more time to be clear.
1828 Dictionary of the English Language on the word American. Find out what the original definition of American was. It was you.
I will also place that on the tag.
I don't got you on the hot seat. I really don't. I'm not trying to put you on a hot seat about nothing. I have never seen a video of yours or heard a lecture of yours. I'm basically trying to understand what your premise is. You say that the Atlantic slave trade that we have been taught about was totally first, with no
fraud. It was lies.
Okay, so with that's what I'm trying to understand. That's your point. So there's
another book called. Take this other book down. It's a book called Hidden Cities. Like hiding something, like an Easter egg hunt. You hide it, go find it. Hidden, Hidden Cities, Cities, by Roger G. Kennedy. Roger G. Kennedy is what you would call a so-called white boy that used to work for the Smithsonian Institute. I don't know that he still does. I don't think he does. He, I guess, got so outdone by how cold they're trying to bury us that he couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't do it anymore. That's like he said, they're not all the same. He wrote this book called Hidden Cities, and he says in no uncertain terms in this book, these people that call themselves Africans and African Americans, they need to do more research. That's his way of saying somebody is lying to your ass. In other words, he basically comes out and says, these people that are telling you they brought you here from Africa, you need to make them tell you exactly where in Africa. What boat did I come on? What tribe did you get me from? What country? If you can't tell me that, he's saying, in other words, niggas, y'all need to stop buying this shit because somebody's lying to you. Roger G. Kennedy, Hidden Cities.
Okay, I wrote that down. I'm trying to find this YouTube thing. I got St. Mary of the Good Winds.
ST. ST is an abbreviation. Put ST.
I got
short for mixtape. Mary, M-A-R-Y, of the Good, G-O-O-D, W-I-N-D-S, Winds.
Yeah, I'm not finding it.
I just posted it. Are you on Facebook? I just posted it on the link on the tag. Okay, got it. Okay.
Link on the how I don't even know how to get to the whatever y'all talking about, the chat room.
Okay, wait.
You go to YouTube.com.
Everybody, for a minute, because everybody's talking too much and I don't understand nothing y'all saying. Okay, thank you. Hold on, everybody, hold on, y'all. Hold on, King. Hold on. Everybody breathe. Okay, so we're understanding you can't find it. KJ is going to tell you how to get it. Okay, so let's do that so everybody can hear what y'all saying. KJ, tell them how to find the video.
Okay, I'm not sure how you found us on Blog Talk, but we do have the link on Facebook with the tags. Also, if you're in the chat room, I just posted it in the chat room. Okay, I just also posted it if you're on Facebook. How did you find us? How did you find us to call
in? How to get the Blog Talk. I don't know how to get
Blog Talk.
Okay, let me tell him how to do it. Do you know how to get up in the wait a minute. You know how to get to the HTTP bar? Oh, good.
He found it. Everybody calm down. He found it.
It says paintings of St. Mary of the Good Wind. That's why I missed it, because it don't say St. Mary of the Good Wind. Okay, so I found that. But now I don't know how to get to the chat room. Where's the chat room?
You need to hit play at the painting. Hit the little play button. That's all you need to do.
He wants to get to the chat room.
You don't need to find it in the chat room now. You got it.
I know, but he wants to get to the chat room, sis. Okay, on that same page that you're on.
Well, you know what? This is not an education class on how to use the internet. Okay. Sorry.
Well, I can't take it.
What?
We don't have time for that. We don't have time to teach them how to use the internet.
Wait, whoa.
Ella told me to drink it. I can't take it. Let me get my Moscato. Okay. King, there's something else you need to ask.
I can't get a word here right.
I know. Ask the question.
Well, baby, you rolling. I mean, it sounds like a beach nest over there when I'm trying to talk. Okay. Basically, so we're clear on the fact. We're clear on the fact that there's no Atlantic slave trade to the way it's been taught.
There is an Atlantic slave trade, but it is not the way you were taught. Absolutely accurate. That's correct.
That's my question. Okay. So, and to find that reference, I would look in this book, Hidden Cities, by Roger Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll give you some. Nobody's going to come right out and tell you that. Hold up. No book is going to come right out and say that. Okay? As you do your due diligence and you do your research, you will realize that. No so-called white person is going to come right out and say, yo, my niggas, this should never happen the way we told y'all we lied. It's not going to happen. But there are people out there that are trying to tell the truth in the story, and you got to get pieces from here and there and around the way to put your puzzle together. So if you're looking for one book that's going to give you a sentence that says, the Atlantic slave trade never happened the way you were taught, it's not going to happen.
Okay, let me put this question to you. The scholars, Dr. Clark, John G. Jackson, and the such scholars of that magnitude have historically documented this transatlantic slave trade.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, you're saying that they have lied to us.
Either they lied outright and knew they were lying because they were paid agents, or they were misinformed, like you are.
Okay. Okay. I'll continue to listen. Please, as you're talking, please give references though, because I take notes, and I'd like to check references.
So if you want to do references, that's where you got to go to my website and look at my YouTube, or go listen to my Blog Talk radio show, which is no longer going on. It's 51 episodes, American Empire Restored. I started giving more references and that kind of stuff. Today is hot seat. That means most of the people calling today know what the hell I'm talking about, and their thing is, yo, nigga, clarify this for me because you full of it. That's what today is about. For people that, I ain't never heard of you before, it's probably not really for you. You can't put me on a hot seat because you don't know nothing to hot seat me with. You just trying to figure out what the hell I'm talking about.
That's why I asked you about your premise, so I can understand that, because I'm not ignorant to this game. It ain't like I ain't been in it. I'm just trying to make sure I don't come at you wrong. I want to respect for what you do and your scholarship. But what I want to know is, what's your website?
YaffaBay.com, Y-A, F like Frank, F like Frank A, B like boy, EY.com. There I have a phone number. If you want to talk to me at length, talk. Or you can email. There I also have an email. Hey! Or you can email me if you want to get deeper. And I've had people that didn't agree. Believe me.
Oh, I can understand that there was black people here. I wouldn't, and this is all I'm going to say after this in closing. I believe that we all didn't come here on a slave ship. There's no way I could believe that. You know what I'm saying? But I saw what the show was about. I thought I would tune in. I caught you at about 7:30. I heard everything from this guy you was talking about and the money with the state, with the government, and the loan. So I kind of got an idea where you was. I wanted to clear that up for myself so I would understand where this conversation was going. And like I said, once again, if you could, when you make a claim, can you put a reference with it? That way it
depends on what it is I'm saying. What did I say that requires a reference?
Well,
I started out with dictionaries. I'm giving references.
Yes, you did. So you came later.
You can always go back and re-listen to the show later.
Right. Yeah, the key is the first part.
Go
back and listen to the archive, and she'll tell you about the dictionaries and the dates and all that stuff, King.
Right.
Will do. I'm listening.
But he's just making a suggestion. We got you, King. We thank you so much for calling in. He's just making a suggestion. That's all.
Okay.
So thank you, and we'll put you back on hold, King.
All right.
Thanks for calling. It was fun.
And see, and I you know what? I'm so glad. Listen, y'all. Listen, I got a couple things to say. We're moving on to the next caller. 678. I'm coming to you next, so be ready, please. Okay.
Right.
But I want to say I am so glad that I don't deal with references, because I tell you straight out, whatever ancestors say, you take it or leave it. I don't got time to worry about it, because you see what happens, and I'm not no disrespect to those who called in. I'm just saying that people don't believe anything unless you have straight up black and white to show them, and we have to understand, because I'm a publisher, that's why I'm saying this. We have to understand each book that you're reading is the thought process of another person, okay?
Right.
Y'all can't hang your hat in your life on everything that you read, so that's where we got a big problem there. So I don't deal with books like that. Don't ask me nothing about what I've heard. Anyway, so let me go ahead and go to the phone call. For those of you who are tuning in, this is Dr. Yaffa Bay, Ms. Kenya Jones, and myself, Empress T on Zuri Speak. And Dr. Yaffa Bay is on the hot seat. So if y'all call in and she going at you, she ain't mean no harm to you. It's just her seat. She wanted to be hot, it's too cold for her. So y'all need to warm her seat up a little bit. She's ready for y'all. Okay, so 678, area code 678. Where you calling from, please, and your first name.
Hey, good evening. This is. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Hi.
We can hear you.
Yeah, this is Zephaniah calling back in from New York. How y'all doing?
Hey, marvelous. That's around that.
That's good. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think y'all might have called me in to the show a little bit earlier, but I was multitasking, so, I got cut off or something. But anyways, I feel what you're saying. Sister, I forget what your name is, but I definitely feel what you're saying, both of you. Yaffa? Okay.
Yaffa.
Yaffa. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. There's definitely historical proof to back up everything you're saying. I mean, if you think about it, I want everyone to take a look at the Mayan calendar. If you could pull it up on your internet, your Google, your phone, whatever, look at it. Look at the Mayan calendar. Look into the center of the Mayan calendar and see what you see in the middle of the Mayan calendar. It is the Egyptian god Bes. Well, technically, there was a lot of different civilizations that worship the god Bes, right? And the way you know the god Bes is because he has his tongue sticking out of his mouth. That's where the white man gets the na-na-na-na-na thing from. Making fun of our, gods that we worship. That's the Egyptian god Bes, the Babylonian god Bes. The Syrians worship the same god Bes. His tongue sticking out in the middle of the Mayan calendar. Now, how did this god make it all the way to South America, Mayan and Aztec areas? You feel me?
Yes. Hang on a minute, King. I just muted some phones. Hang on for a second, King. I just muted some of your phones who are hanging on. I'll bring you back in when he's done because we couldn't hear what he was saying. Okay, go ahead, King.
Okay, so I don't know how much of what you guys heard what I was just saying, but
you were saying to check out the Mayan calendar and about the god that had his tongue hanging out. And that's where we get the na-na-na-na from.
Yes, the Egyptian god Bes, so-called Egyptian god Bes, is in the middle of the Mayan and Aztec calendar, and you identify him because his tongue is sticking out of his mouth. Now, my question is, how is it that these gods that we worship in the Far East, Africa, Asia, come all the way to the South Americas and the Caribbean and North America? It's a small world. You feel me? You got to remember that we civilized Europe. The African Moors, the Senegalese, the Ethiopians conquering Italy. We've been civilizing Europe. That's why they call it the Dark Ages, because when they came out, everything was black. They were learning from black people. They were taking from black people. You know what I'm saying? You really want to know where vampires come from? They are the original vampires. You feel me? And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean they were flying around with wings and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But what I mean is, when they came out of the cave, and the Neanderthal that's listening, they could get mad. I don't care. I do not like you. I will say it. You know what I'm saying? So get mad. But anyways, Neanderthal, you was in the cave, you feel me? And the reason why you stay in the cave is because you do not have melatonin matter producing within your pineal gland, producing melanin that makes us dark. You feel me? So because you do not have that, then you are stuck inside of the cave because you cannot survive underneath what? The sunlight. And you have 3 different suns, or stars, I should say, that are within close range to the planet Earth, so-called planet Earth, right? So, if you got 3 stars that are this close to the Earth, I forget how exactly close, but if you got 3 stars this close to the planet Earth, then you must think, if I don't have melanin, then how am I, going to survive? You feel me?
Right.
Now
you're going to have to ask Yaffa a question because you're going to get her, listen, Zephaniah King, you're going to have to ask Dr. Yaffa a question because she wants to get on the hot seat. So you got a question for her?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got a question.
Okay.
Okay, so you say basically the Atlantic slave trade didn't happen the way that it is basically taught, which I agree with. Now, my question is to you, do you believe the story about how Christopher Columbus came to Americas in search of, well, actually the Moors guided him to America? Do you believe that?
I guarantee you some melanin-rich person helped him get here. Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Because a great teacher of mine once told me that it was the Moors that actually gave him a map to find the Americas, so-called Americas.
Same thing, same difference. Melanin-rich people helped him. Absolutely, yes.
Right.
Like we're doing right now, helping them out.
Pretty much.
Okay, nice. I'll let
Just
you
like that
speak because
Henry
I'm
Louis
enjoying
Gates
it.
liar.
I'm sorry?
So I said, just like that Henry Louis Gates liar, helping them with the DNA fable that they're trying to spin around the heads of my people. Go somewhere Lord Yaffa. Huh?
What DNA? Said it again, sis.
I said, I'm just chiming on what he was asking me. So one of you guys said, yeah, just like they're doing now. And I said, yeah, just like Henry Louis Gates. He's running around here trying to spin this DNA fable around the heads of my people. He's working for them against us.
All right, King Zephaniah, did you have anything else?
You know what? Nah, I'm enjoying the sister talk. I just want to hear her talk.
Thank you.
I
Thanks for
appreciate that.
calling in. We appreciate your contribution.
You were dropping some good stuff. It's just I had to move on because I don't want Dr. Yaffa to get restless. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you.
I'm not restless. It's just, people talking this crap out there. Bring it. Say it to me.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, King.
Thank you, Queen. Okay. Thank you both, Queen.
Those of our people, I guess, who is familiar with who Christopher Columbus was, he wasn't a good person. He was one of those conniving type of people, and a lot of people didn't even trust him. And if I'm not mistaken, it was some king and queen who funded his trip, and they really didn't even have that much money because I thought they have to pawn their or put up their crown jewels to even fund him. So to me, that led me to believe that they didn't have that much money. If they had to go to that extent to pawn their crown jewels to even fund him coming over here. So I don't see how they were able to, thinking about it historically, if you put two and two together, it really don't make sense as far as them bringing all them slaves like how they said they did at first with Christopher Columbus because they didn't even have that much money. From my understanding.
The whole story doesn't make sense when you scrutinize it and pull it apart.
It doesn't.
As far as their crown jewels being hot, I don't know anything about that. That's the first I've ever heard of it. Just because I don't know about it doesn't mean it's not so.
Right. Right, I hear you. But that's what I heard.
All right. 646-716-7572. That is the number, so you can call in and ask your questions. Ask questions, though. Ask questions, because we don't want to run out of time. We want to find out anything you want to know. I'm sorry. Dr. Yaffa, hold on for a minute. if anybody, that's my sister, y'all, so don't get all messed up, Listen, sis, hold on for a second, okay? All right, so if you guys want to call in, this is the time. If you have anything you need clarification for, you can call in at 646-716-7572. Now we're going to go to area code 828. Area code 828, where you calling from and your first name, please.
How you doing, beloved sister? This is Shalom Yisrael. I'm calling from Raleigh, North Carolina. How you doing this evening?
Well, how are you?
Can you hear
me? We can hear you.
All right. All right.
I told you I'm on the phone. Chill out.
My question was, I was trying to find out. I called in. I'm listening, and I'm trying to find out what are the basis of your teachings. What is your philosophy? And I'm just trying to get an understanding of what you're teaching here. That's all.
Wow. Well, today I'm not really teaching anything. Today I'm answering the questions of all the people that had questions, concerns, and primarily complaints about me being disrespectful. Now, as far as the basis of what I do share when I'm talking, it runs across the gamut. I can give people stuff that's historical. I can give people stuff that's so-called racial. I can give people stuff that's so-called spiritual. I can give people stuff that's so-called legal. So the premise and foundation depends on what we're talking about today. And people that have listened to me before or followed me before, whatever their question, issue, concern, or complaint is will be depending on what they had a problem with based on all the things that I've said across a various array of subjects. So I can't say today, what am I teaching today? It depends on what people are bringing to me as their concern or complaint.
Well, okay. Well, I just want to call and inquire about that. Well, if I hear anything that's sparking something in my mind, if I need to call back, I will. But you have a good evening.
You too. Thank you for calling.
All right.
Peace.
KJ, I'm kind of sad right now. I mean, Facebook was jumping. People had stuff to say, but where y'all at? I'm not understanding.
I told you they were going to come out.
I'm coming back on Facebook, and I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know that you punked out. I'm definitely going to post on my post that's ridiculous.
Call you out. Call you out.
People are very good at talking crap about behind someone's back. See, I'm this kind of person. I may say something about you behind your back, but usually it's something I have said to your face or will not hesitate to say to your face.
Exactly.
If it's something that I don't want to say to your face, then I try to refrain from saying it at all.
That's right.
Right.
I don't have a problem. I mean, great. People do a lot of beating me up out there, but here I am.
I know. I wanted to see some fighting going on, but I guess not. Whatever.
No.
Anyway, let me say this before I go to the next caller, y'all, because I'm going to go to area code 347 next. Let me say this. Back to the slave trade and all this stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't checked it out. I mean, there's a lot of things she's told me. I've checked out. I'm trying to keep up, so I'm checking out things slowly but surely as I need to. Okay. But I want to say this. It just makes sense to me, if I find out that it's true. If I find out it's not true, it just makes sense to me that they would tell us that we were not here first, that we came from someplace else because they want to hold claim of America, the place that our foreparents and foremothers and forefathers had built and worked hard on and, lost their blood and sweat and tears on. It just makes sense why they would not want us to know that we have property here, that we came from here. Because if you say we came from here, then that means we have property here. And also, I think it was you, Dr. Yaffa, said to me before, I can't remember when, but was that you who said that they would not pay out reparation to us because you have to pay it out to a nation and not just to people? Was that you that said that, Dr. Yaffa?
No, it wasn't me, but that sounds about right. That's kind of what I said earlier, that if half of us realize what this one brother I told you about realized, they can never afford to pay us. That's why they keep trying to lock us up and kill us off. But a lot of niggas are like, fine, don't pay us, pack up your people and leave. That'll work.
Well, y'all she might have said to me in the conversation, she don't remember, but we talked a lot. I think that was you that told me that. That's where, I'll be listening to you, girl. Anyway, so, because we were talking about reparation, everybody's trying to get this money paid out to us, but until we realize, and fix ourselves, because we are a nation, but they don't recognize us as a nation, so that's why they can get away with not paying us, and they paying everybody else, because everybody else is operating as a nation. So anyway. Okay, area code 347. Area code 347, where are you calling from and your first name? Please, welcome to Zuri Speaks.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Peace, King.
Hey, this is Kenny G. What's going on? How y'all doing?
Oh, peace.
What about Kings? Hey.
All right. Now, this is just a little bit off the subject. I just wanted to get to one of the subjects that was listed on the Facebook advertisement about Jesus Christ being a beast. I wanted to know if you can break that down for me a little bit because I never caught an episode of you making a comment about that. I want to know,
Oh, yeah.
are you addressing Simon Barr, Caesar Borges, or so this as the beast, or are you addressing the Christ in the Roman Catholic? That's in Roman Catholic with the Black Madonna, with the Black Mother Madonna.
Well, the whole thing with this whole... Okay, go ahead.
No, I said this is going to be good. Go ahead. I love this part.
Oh, I thought he was still talking. My bad. Well, you know, this whole thing with Jesus, who I'm addressing is basically what I found in the dictionary. I don't know who they talking about. I know this Jesus dude. Basically, I'm talking about this Zeus cat. And all these Simons are a problem. Like I said earlier, if you go watch that movie Black Death, you'll see how much the church was a problem. And these Christian warriors, or what you call the Knights of Christ, and these crazy behinds, they were some whole other crazy. And they started out destroying pale-skinned people before they went out around the world and started destroying the rest of the world. Okay? And a lot of people that are what you call white are starting to stand up and fight back. It's like, wait a minute, they're starting to realize, wait, hold up. These niggas in America, they're not even your problem. But let's get into this Jesus the Beast, because I don't know who they're talking about. I can only base it on what they say in their dictionaries. Okay? Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I just want to know that okay, you basically answered the question. I just wanted to know that because I was put on.
I don't think she answered the question. I think she was about to.
I didn't think so either, but if I answer his question and he's content with it, thank you for calling and thank you for posing your question. We appreciate it, but I can elaborate on it further for you, Empress T, coming out of the Jesus juice.
Yeah,
a lot of people out there, that's one of the major problems they have with me. You know, she's attacking Christians. Get out! She's attacking Christians and talking about, you know, Jesus is a beast and this kind of stuff, and it's like, where does she get off? Well, in the Webster's Dictionary, if you look under the word Cretin, and actually any good dictionary, if you look under the word Cretin, C-R-E-T-I-N, it says in no uncertain terms, that comes from the French word Chrétien, which is the same as the word Christian, and it means a stupid idiot, an ignorant person.
Wow.
Now, when you look into Jesus, you don't start hearing about any individual named or called Jesus until you get into the New Testament of this Holy Bible. Right. The New Testament is the book of the Greeks. Well, if you know anything about the Greeks, you know that Zeus is the supreme god of the Greeks. When you look at, in a good dictionary under the word Zeus, Z-E-U-S, it'll say in no uncertain terms, the supreme god of the Greeks. Well, the New Testament is the book of the Greeks. They don't come right out and tell you that they want you to be honoring this cat they call Zeus, so they put the name in there as something else called Jesus. But in English, people never say Jesus, they say Jesus. But the word is Jesus or Jesus or Jesus. Now, when you look at the word lamb, everybody's, you know, the Christians, when they first came out, it was about this lamb. I think a lamb and a cross was their motto, which would be on the shield. They had like this, you need to really back up. They had this lamb, and I believe a cross would be on their shield. Well, when you look at the word lamb in a good dictionary, L-A-M-B, it'll tell you in the brackets that it's akin to elk. No, they'll say C-elk, E-L-K, and that the word is akin to, which means exactly the same as the word deer, D-E-E-R. When you go look at the word deer and you get in the brackets it'll say beast. So when you look at lamb, in the definition of lamb, it'll say, Jesus or Jesus the Christ. And when you get in the brackets, it'll say see elk, akin to deer. And when you look at deer, it'll say beast in the bracket. So if Jesus Christ is the Lamb, and the Lamb is the same as the deer, and the deer is the beast, well, then Jesus Christ is the beast. Now, you know, it depends on how you look at the word. You know, it can break down to mean a lot of things, like a breathing thing. When you start looking at the word human beings, they talk about in the Ballantyne's, I think, 1933 edition of the BALLANTINES dictionary, law dictionary, it'll say under human beings, go see the word monster. See monster, S-E-E. Go look at the word monster. Under monster, now they'll try to tell you, oh, that's people that were born with defects. That's not what the book says. When you look at monster, it'll say somebody that has the appearance of a man, but is not quite a man because in certain parts they have animal parts, and as such, they cannot inherit any land. Well, by inheriting animal parts, you're talking about excessive titties, too much hair, tail, things like this, to make you walk upright like a man, maybe talk like a man, but you're really not a man. You're a kind of a man. You're a human, but you're not man. You're human or some kind of man. And then they say that Caucasians are a subspecies of human. So if human is something that's not even a man, and a Caucasian is a subspecies of human, then what are we talking about here? And remember, everybody that's so-called white-skinned is not necessarily Caucasian, even though a lot of people will say, well, that means they're chalk Asian or pale complexion Asian. No, that's not quite accurate either, because when you start looking into Caucasian, they're talking about people from the steppes of Russia or from the Caucasus region where the Almas, A-L-M-A-S, or Almasti, A-L-M-A-S-T-I, sometimes S-T-Y, or Neanderthals are still walking. And Michael Bradley.info tells you in no uncertain terms that these fools are still walking. When he found out all about these so-called beasts or animals from the, well, he didn't know then. He found out about these so-called chosen people that are supposed to be so special, the so-called, whatever this thing that keeps lying and saying it's a Jew, which is probably more the Ashkenazi or the Zionist type. When they started talking this nonsense about being chosen or whatever the case may be, he was like, yo, now he's the so-called white boy from Canada. I need to find out more about these chosen people. So he took a trip to the Caucasus region. And when he got over there, he was just done. He was dumbfounded, disgusted, and outdone. He was like, this is some bull. These people over here are way too furry. A lot of them, their arms are too long. And too many of them walk around on all fours for me. These things are some kind of animal. And he wrote about this in a book called The Chosen People from the Caucasus. See, a lot of people think, oh, white and Caucasian. Being so-called white and so-called Caucasian are not necessarily the same thing either.
Right. I hear you.
So people just need to do some additional and there's more to it than that. It gets really, like I said, look at them 4 movies I gave you earlier, and then you tell me.
Wow.
And see, people will say, oh, well, that's movies, that's TV, that's Hollywood. Don't y'all think they get some of this stuff from reality somewhere? And not only that, everybody can accept what they see on movies and TV when it comes to my people. Oh, yeah, the niggas are fools and criminals and gangsters and thugs and thieves and liars. And, you know, everything you show on TV, it's okay to consider that the reality for my people. But when it comes to other people, well, that's just Hollywood, that's just TV, that's not real. You can't have it both ways. Either it's Hollywood and it's TV and it ain't real for everybody across the board, or it is real for everybody across the board. But it can't be, oh, it's just make-believe and not real when it comes to so-called white people and other people's people, but it's the real truth when it comes to my niggas. I don't think so.
Right. Well, there you go, Kenny G. There you go. Is there anything else you need to say or want to say?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Good show. I'll just set that.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling.
Peace out.
Good to hear from you.
We'll see y'all Wednesday.
You got it.
It's amazing. All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Yeah, that's Kitty G. He joins us sometimes on the Wait to Hell Wednesday, y'all. Y'all didn't know who that was. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'll be there this Wednesday.
Yeah. I just looked at the board.
Yeah.
That's here all night long. Are you serious? Okay, here we go. Area code 918. 918. This is the Rise Speaks. What's your first name? Where are you calling from, please? 918.
I guess you're talking to me.
918.
Hello?
Yes, that's 918.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Please.
This is Diana Richardson. You know what? I'm agree with this. I'm agree with this sister 100% because every African person or dark-skinned person in America is not from Africa.
You got that right. Real talk.
They were already here. I'm going to tell you something. If you look on the Internet, majority of people that's Indian, pure blood Indian, you go to South America, the Peruvians, they have type O negative, type O positive blood. They have O positive blood. Yeah, that's their blood type. And I'm not talking about like 30% or 40%. I'm talking about 100%. And when you get to Africa, it's more like 42%. And then the blood type is something else. Right. When they took people from what the white man did, they filtered their blood. They was a bunch of inbred. They took people, the first thing Columbus did, they took them to England. Because they had to they are mutants. They used the black race to be a race.
To stay alive. They'd have died off by
to
now.
stay alive. They would die if they did not. If you look right now at the population in France, they hardly have a population in France. And majority of the people they have in France, they brung from Africa. They're Muslims or something else. They're not French. They're making them a population. And what the Europeans did, they went to Brazil and all these people, and what they're trying to do is bleed out those races down there and make a new race.
Right.
So what she's saying is true. But if you're from Africa, you would know it. It's in your DNA. You would know it. If you're from here,
got that right.
You would know it. If you're if you're a dark-skinned person from here, you would know it. No doubt about it, because you can't trace your roots outside this country.
Got that right.
And there's people that can trace their roots outside this country. Right. I'm going to tell you something. One thing the white man did, he kept good records.
Got that right.
There's a record.
And
there's
a
book.
taster, too.
Yeah. They got a record on every slave that they had on, that they brung over here. It's a record up there. If you cannot find yourself on that record, you're not going to be from there. Most black people that you know, they got some Indian blood in them. Ain't no such thing you got Indian blood. You Indian. You the original people. I hear black people say, "Well, I got it." No, you were here. That's why they killed. That's why they was killing the Indians. They was wiping out all these black Indians. Custer killed babies, children, and everything. He was called a baby killer because one thing they was trying to do is wipe out the black race already over here, the dark race. First thing they did when they went to the Aztecs, they tried to wipe them off the face of the planet. Wow. And that's why I have to agree with her. Everybody is not from. If they from Africa, it's been 3,000 years in the makings. You've been here 3,000 years. You from here. So I have to agree with her on that. I'm just here to back up and say I agree with her 100%. Everybody, Africa is not for everybody.
Is it safe to say? Is it safe to say that if we go way beyond past all of that, past the slavery and past who was here first and all that, is it safe to say that at the end of the day we all are connected in the same bloodline with the Africans?
Yeah, we all are connected. We all are connected. Now, that's the secret right there, that we all are connected.
Okay.
And the Indians you see now, they have been breeded out. That's the first thing the white men do. They learned this in Ireland. They learned this in England. They was doing it before they came here. They raped the women. They raped. I see. I'm from Oklahoma. I see Indians all the time. Half of them don't look like Indians, and the ones that look like Indians, they the same complexion as me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because they have been bred out, and that's the first thing the white men do. Cherokee Nation is. You go up there. Majority of them, 80% of them is white, blonde hair, blue eyed.
Wow.
Why? Because they wiped them out. This is what they do. I kid you not. Where would my disagreement would be with her? I mean, I really don't, but I believe if you from Africa, you would know it. If you from here, you should know it. Because it's not going to leave. You're not going to leave across that water like Alex Haley when he did his stuff. It led him over there.
Because you're feeling in your DNA.
Oh yeah.
Where you're supposed to be.
No doubt. No doubt. There's times I go down to Louisiana, I see Nigerians, and they ain't never been to Nigeria.
Right.
There's actually African. There's actually dark skin. You don't have to be dark skin, but there's actually people here in America that is African. You can see it. There's something about Africans that tell you they're African. You can look at them. I know you've seen an African before, and first thing you do is say, "Where are you from?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you go there, they say the same thing to you. Where are you?
And they say, they say, where you? They don't. There's some African Americans, but they don't get claimed. They wonder why they don't get claimed because they don't look like nothing from over there.
You're not from over there, and they know.
Now there's some people can go over there. And you know what? I knew some black people to go to Ghana, and you know what? They looked at them. They told them they looked like they was from Ethiopia.
See?
So, you know, you can go over there if you want to. People going to tell you. They're going to tell you that you're not from here. And don't even go to South Africa because you're not going to get claimed. Because South Africa said they don't know nothing about no slave trade.
See? Wow.
Only people that's claiming the slave trade is those on the West Coast and Ghana. And now, okay, if you get over there towards Tanzania, they can't deny because they had Arabs trading. They had Arabs trading to the white man. You understand what I'm saying?
And they may not have been brought here. They might have just been taken into Europe somewhere.
They could have been taken anywhere.
They were taken in E10, a great deal of them.
Because the reason why Europe look like it do right now is because they was taking dark people and they built up Europe. This is why Europe is falling apart right now. The buildings in Europe are old for the simple reason they didn't build anything. England is looking the way it is now because they didn't build anything. They didn't build nothing.
Over here either.
That's why you see buildings still looking old. And when they do build something, they getting slave labor. Well, you don't know how many brothers I knew that helped build Oral Roberts doing masonry work and don't even have a degree in masonry, don't have no license in anything, but they built that building because they knew. And the white men keep it that way. You don't know how many brothers I know do electrical work and don't have electrical license. They have one white man who got actually a license, and the black boys do all the wiring in the house. When the man come, the white man jump up and show his license, and he ain't did shit but have license. Oh, excuse me. He ain't did nothing but have license.
Okay.
But black people are still slave labor.
Girl, we're going to have to get you on the show. You need your own show. You need your own interview. Now, this is Diana Richardson from Facebook, right?
Right.
Okay, our sister. All right now. All right, glad to be able to talk to you. But yeah, we're gonna be calling you, girl, because it sounds like you got a little something to tell the people. We're gonna call you and see what you got.
All right, then I'll talk to y'all later. All
Thank you so much, my sister.
Bye-bye.
Good to hear you.
That was good.
Thank you
that
for
was good right there. Yeah, that was good right there. Okay. Well, let's roll because we got quite a few more to go. I unmuted you. Because we couldn't hear, so I muted you out. But I got you back in. I got you.
Okay.
Okay. So 646-716-572 is the number. If you want to call in, we're going to go to the next caller, 972, area code 972. This is the right speak. Where you calling from and your first name, please. Area code 972. Okay. This is Trinity. Go ahead.
That's
wait. Okay, there you go.
Hi,
Hey, sis.
Trinity. Hi.
Hey. Hi, Sam. How are you? Hi, Yaffa.
I just wanted to say, first of all, man, thank you. And I am a loyal, not necessarily fan, but you're my predecessor. And I got you. I hear you working with baby lady, and I hear the stories about, sometimes when you have to do so much work and not even a donation. That's why I put up the website. Not the website, the page. Just to continue and to try. Even with all my arrogance and I'm a bit, I'm mean sometimes, but my heart is well. With you, and I just want you to know I got you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm new at this, so I don't speak as much. I just post. But I have done some research in the area of getting our land back, and I didn't have to go so far as to back to North Carolina. I saw some things there. I just simply went to the county clerk, put in a few names. Some of my stuff led me to Travis County and North Carolina, and I'm doing some things there. I just wanted to give that little shout out to the people because we're talking about land on a large area, and then I'm finding out that this is actually Morocco, and this is so it could be even individually, not necessarily collective, but individually we can begin to do some things ourselves, so, and that's what I'm doing. I just want to let you know I'm listening.
Well, thank you. For people that don't know, this is Sister Trinity. She's a sister that was a follower of my work, and she created, because I'm not a part of the Facebook world and so many people were out there trying to reach me, she actually created a Facebook page that she administrates, I guess, in my behalf. But I don't have anything to do with it because I can't get on Facebook.
No, yeah. She's holding it down for you.
They're like, who is this? Okay.
She's holding it down for you, though.
You holding it down, yeah. You holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We tell you, you holding it down. Thank you, my sister.
Kenya, and hi and peace.
Bye. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in. Effort. Yes. All right, y'all. 646-716-7572 is the number. Whew, okay, so we still rolling. We got a few more calls to take. If you want to call in, 646-716-7572. Yes, we're going a little bit over time because we're trying to get all the phone calls in. If you got questions for Dr. Yaffa Bay, you can call in and make sure you press the number 1 so that you can speak with her with your questions and anything you got to ask. Nothing too big or too small. Just ask. I'm still looking for the brothers who talked all that shit to call in. But maybe you are on the line. Maybe you're on the line, so let me hold my peace until we get through with the show. But that's what I'm looking for.
Do we have a caller from 857?
Oh, yeah, it's on the line there. You want me to jump ship?
He's starting to get irritated. He's like, I'm about to hang up. I've been in queue forever. Ain't nobody calling on me.
No, that is the one we called on, and we didn't hear anybody from. That's the one we picked up, and we didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll go back and pick it up again. We don't want them to get irritated. Okay, let's try this again. Area code 857. You're on the right speak. Your first name. Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Ankh. I'm calling from Boston.
Okay,
Peace.
I just want to say hi to Dr. Bay and hi to everyone else.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, what's up? I got a quick question to ask Dr. Bay. My question is, I've noticed in the chat room, and I noticed on the phone today with the brother that called in earlier about the premise of this conversation. And I know he didn't mean any harm by it, but I noticed that people tend to ask for sources from Dr. Bay. I hear all the time, even people that I speak to when I'm, in New York City on 125th Street, they always ask for sources. So my question for Dr. Bay is, why are they people always asking you for sources when they never ask for the sources for the Bible or sources for what they learned in school or sources for the my question is, what's that about?
Unfortunately, people are asking me, see, this Bible thing and the school thing, this is what they've been led to believe because they've been given it over time. The Bible was given to their ancestors and their ancestors. If you go far enough back, you will find that Bible was shoved down their throat with force. Our people vehemently rejected that thing. That Black Death movie brings out how they were shoving that belief system down people's throats that didn't want to hear it and didn't want to have anything to do with it because it was all about death, torture, and destruction. The school system is about long-term training and belief. So a lot of people come at me with what they believe or, like I said earlier, what they think they know based on a long-term belief, often that comes down through multiple generations. And when they come at me, one, you have a problem with me because I'm female. Nobody's supposed to listen to a female. This is a man's world. Two, you have a problem with me because I'm melanin rich. Ain't nobody trying to hear from no niggas. Tell me the white man that quoted. Quote me a white boy source. I don't want to hear what niggas have to say. Show me what white people have to say. That's when I believe it, when I read it in a white man's book, so-called white man's book. That's why when I do give books, I give them those people's books. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not valid coming from melanin-rich people. There are people that'll poo-poo Ivan Van Sertima into the ground, but Ivan Van Sertima wasn't a slouch either. You know what I'm saying? He had a strong degree from a predominantly European school. He didn't go to, a so-called all-black school. So I don't know what they're talking about. Too many people are responding from a belief and from an emotional place because what I'm saying contradicts everything that they have been trained to believe over the long term of generation after generation after generation. If you teach lies long enough, they are accepted as the truth. When someone comes along teaching the truth, truth is perceived as a lie because it's totally different from what I know the truth to be. And rather than go see if there's anything to it, they just poo-poo it and start attacking personally.
Right. Mm-hmm. Is that question, King?
Yes.
There?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I appreciate you calling in with your question. I hope I answered it. Did it? Did I answer it?
Yes, you answered it.
Because I can't tell you other than that why people do what they do. I'm not in the individual's head so that I can speak to why they do this and don't do, why they don't question this or why they don't question that. The individual in the skin is the only person that knows why they do or don't do what they do. And since I'm not in their head, I can really only speculate as to why they accept this and not that or believe this and not that. They know better than I do why they're not trying to hear it. I can basically speculate, and the speculation is usually relatively accurate, but each individual has to ask that question of themselves. And it's a valid question, but it's a question that almost, instead of being directed to me, needs to be directed at the individuals that have a problem with what I'm saying, without having them due diligence to prove it's true or not true first.
I've noticed over the years that you've given quite a bit of resources. I mean, even with the show American Empire Restored on Blog Talk Radio, you give an insurmountable amount of resources and a lot of data, a lot of documents to support your research. And it's so much information. I mean, I have piles of books that you've given us and videos and documents and artifacts. So, you've given so much information. Do you ever get tired of having to prove your point? I mean, the fact that you've given so much information?
Yeah, sometimes it gets wearisome to have to say the same things over and over again, but I do comprehend where it comes from. Like the brother that was like, well, what is the premise? Well, you tuned in late, so you wouldn't know what the premise is. Or, well, what are your sources? Well, you missed when I gave a source or two, so because you tuned in late, I have to give a source. Or people that I've never heard of you before, what are you talking about? Well, what I'm talking about, I've already covered it on the YouTubes out there, on the Blog Talk interviews that are not my show and my show. I've already given this stuff on my website. So the people that haven't done the due diligence to go through the stuff, and a lot of people don't have that. Well, I don't want to watch the YouTubes and go to your website, listen to your shows. You tell me now. I can tell you now, but we're talking about I have to lay a foundation. I have to lay a layer and then put a layer on top of that. It's like building a pyramid. You got to lay the base before you go to the top. I can't give you the point at the top until I give you the foundation at the bottom, and then I have to build it up. Right. So a lot of people don't have the foundation, and as a result, they keep asking me the same questions over and over again because it's new to them, or they haven't verified it, or they haven't heard. Well, I only saw you on YouTube. I never saw your website. Oh, you have a website? Well, I didn't know you had a blog talk show. I just saw your website. So different people are going to ask redundancy because of where they're coming from, which is in the middle or from the top, and they don't have the foundation at the bottom. And I know I just have to keep repeating myself over and over again. But eventually I'm going to stop doing that, too, because I'm starting to get tired of talking. Yeah, because I'm starting to get tired of talking.
Damn. Well, we got it on Blog Talk tape. So we'll just say it over and over again.
We can rewind it, right?
And can I say, let me ask Dr. Yaffa, can I say this real quick?
You know how to get there?
Just want to say something. I want to say something real quick because it really, if I could use an old church word, it behooves me how in these day and ages we do not feel like it's safe to go to a woman to get information. If she's not able to put every source down or resource, word for word, book for book, title for title, then that means she is not telling the truth. But our people, long time ago, they were known for listening to Sybil, listen to the women who were able to tap into the spirit realm and give directions and give answers. But nowadays, if we don't get it from a book, then nobody wants to hear what a sister has to say when she's giving out information or giving out data. So we really have got far from what we used to know and what we used to do, and that's why I say it again, I don't deal with that because it's too much a hassle. But I say this over and over and over again, those of you who are listening, we're not telling you to believe nothing Dr. Yaffa has said. Nothing. Don't believe nothing she has said. Go do your research. She would not be on the show if I had not done any research. Trust and believe. She's going to be on the show too many times, and it's because I went and checked out what she has said. So all I ask you to do is do the same thing. I mean, it ain't hard. I mean, well, it might be hard for some of you, but it really is really not that hard, okay? Just go check it out. So many people want to come and be, blow all this hot air about, well, that ain't what I believe. I don't understand that. I don't believe that. It's okay you don't believe it, but at least have a reason why you don't believe it. At least have a reason. If I tell Dr. I don't believe what she said, it's because I went and found it out and said, oh, well, this is different, which I haven't found out yet, by the way. But I'm just saying, if I went and found it out, it was different what she says, I'll call and we'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So this is your chance to talk to her about it. You don't believe what she's saying, call in right now and tell her you don't believe it and you want clarity or you got some answers that, overrides what she's saying or whatever. Call in right now, 646-716-7572. King, are you done with your questions? 857? Okay, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maybe
I'm
you
still
want
here.
to for calling. Oh, there you are. Okay.
I want to just thank Dr. Bay for doing the show, and I want to thank you also. And just keep doing you. I'm going to continue to do my due diligence, and I'm going to continue to work on getting the land and all that good stuff. So just thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love the fact like he thanked us twice. He said, thank God and thank you, black woman. Hey. Okay, so again, in 646-716-7572. I know who the hell I am. Anyway, let's go ahead and take another caller. We got, let me see, got a couple more to go. 6, 7, did we do 6, 7, 8? I don't know if it's the same phone or not.
That was Zephaniah.
Oh, that's okay. Let's go to the next.
I think that's him, unless he called.
Okay, let's go 614. Area code 614. Where are you calling from, please, and your first name?
Shalom. My name is Elijah, Mr. Elijah Israel. How you doing?
Shalom. Mr. King.
Yes, and first and foremost, giving all praise to the Most High Yahweh, creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, and all that the many is, by saying hallelujah. Nevertheless, I commend y'all for seeking to bring forth knowledge unto our people, because in the book of Hosea, the Most High said that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And I commend the fact that y'all bring forth knowledge. I just had a question. The question is, what is the true identity of the black man, the black woman in America?
I'm sorry, what is the true what of America? Stop it!
The true identity, nationality of the black man and black woman in America. American. Well, I'm saying before we came over here, our origin or the genealogy. That's what I'm asking.
Hello? Oh, there you are.
Yes.
Before we came over here, we didn't come over here. I don't know what you mean by that. We were here already.
Well, I understand that there's different nations. There's different nations. Not all black people are the same. You have Egyptians, Ethiopians, Nigerians. Nevertheless, I just like to add a comment for my sake and for the viewers, with all due respect, and that is, I come from the preference of the Hebrew Israelites, and my reference is from the so-called Old Testament of the Bible. And the Most High Yahweh said, because of the Hebrew Israelites' disobedience to him, that he will send upon these curses and vexation upon his people. And one of the curses was he will scatter us from one end of the earth, even to the other end of the earth, and will pluck us up out of the land where we dwell. And there we will serve our enemies, false deities, whether we have not known, into a strange land, and by the way of ships, whereof he has spoken unto us, and there we shall be sold unto our enemies for buying men and buying women, and no man shall save us out of the condition. And within this land we become a proverb and a byword among all nations. Nevertheless, that's without a shadow of a doubt the African American in this continent. We're the only people that came over here butt naked on slave ships. We're the only people that are dwelling in the land and sojourning in the land for nearly 400 years and have not returned. We're the only people that are called outside of their nationality, don't know who they are. And those people is the Hebrew Israelites. So nevertheless, that's just what I wanted to comment, that all glory belongs to Yahweh. Yahweh said in Genesis chapter 15 that we shall be a stranger in the land is not ours for 400 years. And that's all.
Okay. Hold on, King. Let me. I appreciate you calling in, but let me just stop you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because now you're going into Bible study, and we ain't about to do that. We ain't about to do that.
I respect that. I respect that.
I respect you calling in, because I mean, you know what I'm saying. Because if you believe in those writings, then yes, that means something to you. But there's other people who don't believe in those writings, so I just didn't want to keep on with a certain set of writings.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a certain question for Dr. Yaffa?
Well, that was the only question. I just wanted to know I just wanted to know if she agreed to what's our nationality. That's all.
Well, I ain't under no curse. Let me say that. I ain't under no curse. I can answer that part for you.
And we're not sojourning in a strange land. We are at home.
Well, that's where we differ, but it's all respect. It's all respect.
That may be the case with the Hebrew Israelites, but all of us are not from that. But I know what you're saying. I'm familiar with those passages.
Yeah. If that's where you're from, that's where you're from.
Y'all sisters take care, and y'all keep standing strong. for knowledge.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Peace, King.
Peace.
All right, one.
All right. Yes. You know, if that's where you're from, that's what you believe you do, that's cool. That's what you believe you do. We ain't here to argue that fact. You know, everybody do what you do. Okay, I ain't under no damn curse, though. Let me stop you right there. There is no curse over here. I was under a curse when I was in the Bible, but I'm out now. Anyway, anyway, 216, area code 216. Where are you calling from? Your first name, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Peace, we hear you now.
Peace.
It's Brother Nathan. I'm calling in. My question is this.
Where you calling from, brother?
Hello?
Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Cincinnati.
Okay, thank you.
My question is this. You know, in order to have unity, people have to see eye to eye on many different things, you know, in order to unify. I'm giving an example of, you know, a Muslim that may believe that if a woman's on her period, she is able to get married. But nobody around here will let some 50-year-old marry a little girl who just got on their period, you know, like Muhammad did that little girl, you know.
You got that
people,
right.
And that's because people have different, they live by that code of Quran, I guess, and other people live by another code. So my question is this. In order to unify, we all have to be upon one code. No matter what it is, we all have to agree on it so that we can move forward. Like if we have disagreements, then there would be no unity. So what would you say is that one set of laws, a set of codes that everyone should be on the same page with so that we can all be unified? Because if we all think right is something different, or we all think go on our own imagination, then there would never be unity. So what would you say would be, you know, that, you know, because like people were like, okay, we live up under the United States Constitution. Of course, that's wrong. You know, the brother who just called in may say the Torah or the Almighty's commandments would be what will govern the whole land and how everybody should walk in order to live in unison. What would you say would be that? That's my question. That's it.
Okay, thank you for the question. What I would say is, for people all over the world, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree, I don't care if you're melanin rich or melanin deficient. If anybody thinks it's okay to rape a child and call it loving a child, or molest a child, or torment or otherwise torture a child, that means you are destroying a child that is going to become a problem in society and destroy the culture, which destroys the world. So anybody that thinks it's okay to damage and destroy a child, everybody should have a problem with you no matter what you're about. That's one. Two, everybody needs to comprehend that all of the children walking around here need some place to be, need something to eat, a place to live, and something productive to do. And being tried as adults, as children, and pepper sprayed and handcuffed in kindergarten is not okay. Also, if you have children who are on an earth that they need to inherit from a bunch of backwater adults that are bass-ackward and think they're forward, who think it's okay to pollute the environment, destroy the water, destroy the air, basically ravage the resources, so that when they grow up, the only thing they're going to inherit is a mess that a bunch of grown-ups left behind. If you give a damn about children, the order of the business or the order of the day, whether you are male or female or gay or straight or black or white, should be the securing of the children and the future of the children, period. If we have to create a planet where the children can get along and move forward without, because the people that are running stuff now, this patriarchy is destroying the world. And the patriarchy is primarily a pale-skinned male and his whole other crazy about dark complexions, women, elders, and children. And because he's in charge in the very short period of time that he's been in charge, and some people say 6,000 years. I don't think it's been that long. I'm going to say a few hundred. In the very short period of time that they've been in charge, and I'll give them 1,000, they have done more damage and destruction in totally obliterating Creator's creation, Creator's creature, as an affront and a direct assault on the Creator. And because of that, something needs to be done about them to stop them dead in their tracks right about now. No empire that has ever existed in millions upon millions of years has devastated and damaged the world, the earth, the resources, the animals. You got so many birds that are extinct. Butterflies are extinct. I can't tell you the last time I saw a ladybug flying around. It's hard to see a bumblebee. The Amazon rainforest is practically half gone. So at this point, these people, if they're allowed to continue, there will be nothing here for anyone's children. I don't give a damn what color you are, how gay you are, how straight you are, how black or white you are. Whether you're matriarchal or patriarchal, there's going to be nothing left but a mess at the rate we're going. So right now, the rule is going to have to be to stop this crazy patriarchal system that doesn't give a damn about anything or anyone but commerce and booty. Rape, rob, pillage, and plunder, they've done more damage than any other empire has ever existed has done in a short period of time. As a matter of fact, I think they have wrecked creation more than probably all of the empires combined. So the law and the rule of the day should be to secure the safety and future of the children, because right now there are people in this country that are very powerful that are moving heavily and hard on an agenda to make it legal to have sex with a child of any age in this country. So no matter what you think, if you look like us and all of your disagreements, oh, I'm Hebrew Israelite, I'm Jew, I'm Christian, I'm Muslim, whatever the dumb stuff is that you're on, do you agree that the children are in trouble? Do you agree that children are suffering? They're being kidnapped at high rates, raped at high rates, murdered at high rates, trafficked into sexual process at a very high rate, and women are not far behind, and women need to secure the children, and men need to secure the women until women can figure out how to secure themselves and the children. But if we can't figure out that people are trying children as adults, people are tasering kindergartners, people are grown men with guns and billy clubs and badges are jumping on the backs of kindergartners, pepper spraying kindergartners. People are raping, and adult people are raping and having sex with kindergartners, younger than kindergartners in some cultures and religions. That is acceptable and okay. We need to agree that we need to do something for the damn children. The hell with your differences. Get over yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever been raped and molested or tormented or tortured, or know someone who's been raped, molested, tormented, tortured, somebody that was a great child that was, made a mistake, tried as an adult, and locked away forever at 8 and 9 and 10 years old, something needs to be done about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, an atheist, black, white, straight, gay, you work, you get benefits, you whatever. Do you give a damn what happens to children? Because if you don't understand this, for those of us that know about incarnation, and many people don't know about it and the rest don't believe in it, everybody that comes to this planet has to come as a child. And if you're going to come back for any reason as a child, what do you want to come back to? Even if you don't believe it, if you were coming to the world as a child, what would you want to come to? Would you want to come to a mess where everybody can rape you and molest you from 3-year-old and 5-year-old and 8-year-old and say it's normal and legal? And beat you into submission? I don't think so. So that needs to be the coagulant or the glue that brings people together. The damn children. Because if we don't do that, the children will be damned.
Mm-hmm. And can I piggyback off just a little bit off of what she just said, as far as the religion goes? Because I believe I heard you were asking it, because you answered the question. So wow. But also I think I heard you say something like, how are we going to be able to do this if we can't, get this thing together? And I know that religion is our biggest issue at this point of why we can't come together, because even though you have certain people who say, I'm not any religion at all. I just want to do what I need to do and do what's right. Those who are religious will bring that into the pot. That's why I just stopped that brother who was on before. They'll bring it in. We were talking about something. He brought in this whole history from the Bible or the Quran or whatever he was reading. No disrespect, but I'm just saying this is always going to be the problem that we have until we learn how to, no matter who you serve or what you serve, I don't care. You want to serve a chair? I go to the prison. I saw people serve chairs and different things, just objects. Okay? If that's what you do what you do. But at the end of the day, when we come together, don't talk to me about what you're serving. Don't talk about me what I need to be serving. Let's talk about, like Dr. Yaffa said, let's talk about what's more important at this point. And that's those who are coming up, because all decisions that we make today is going to affect our children tomorrow. So we got to get it together. So we don't need to come together and argue about, this Jesus, and argue about what Buddha said, and argue about what the Quran said. We don't need to be, the Quran. We don't need to be doing that. If we don't take religion out of the middle of our stuff, we ain't never going to come together.
Take that out of your mouth.
So,
yeah, that's true. Religion is dogma. Religion is, let me say this, religion is dogma. And no dog is my ma, okay? No dog is my ma. So I'm not interested in anybody's religious conviction. Put your religion behind you and try to put the security and future of the children in front of you. And let's see if we can make it happen then.
That is so true. As a matter of fact, when we all come together, we should even know what each person serves. If I'm kicking it with you, and I don't know what you serve, then that's a good thing. That means you have not presented it to me, and I have not presented mine to you. But when you start presenting your God and your religion to each other, that's when the problem comes in at. And black people are good. So-called black people are notorious for that, notorious for doing that. So anyway, King, is there anything else you want to ask? Is he still there? Okay.
Well, I hope I answered the question.
Me too. I still see him on the phone, but I don't know what happened to him. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on, try to get everybody in here before we roll out. We actually have area code 251, area code 251. This is the Rice Speaks. What's your first name and where you call from, please? Area code 251.
Brother Larry. Shoot. Hello?
Please, King.
Yeah. Yes. Shoot. Greetings, blessings, and salutations. All right.
Please.
Shoot. It's like this. I just like to make a comment.
Okay, is he still there?
Yes, I'm
here. I'm not hearing him. Wait. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get him back in. I apologize. King, can you hang up and call back in? 251? Because I'm trying to get you back in. We're going to go ahead and move on. 251, call back in, please. Okay, and press number 1, because I kind of lost you there. Okay, so here we go, 828, area code 828. First name, please, and where you calling from?
How you doing, beloved sister? This is Shalom Yisrael, and I wanted a comment. And the comment I wanted to make was, I hear you, I'm listening, and you talking about the condition of our people, what we need to do to get out of this position, what we need to do to climb out of this hole that we are in. And the truth is, the reason why we are going through what we are going through, the reason why our ancestors were torn, feathered, castrated, the reason why there is no justice for our people in this land, why things like Trayvon Martin, Emmett Till, and various other things that's happened to our people, it's for the simple fact that we did not obey the laws of our Creator, the heavens and earth, and the sea, and all that dominion.
And the thing is, sister, and if you could just let me establish a foundation. If you could just let me establish a foundation.
10 minutes.
All right, I hear what you're saying.
We just went through that. You got a question, King? We just went through that. We don't want to talk about what's written in the Bible and the Torah and all that stuff.
No.
Do you have a question for Dr. Bay?
No. I want to make a comment.
Do you have a question for Dr. Yaffa, King?
Is it okay if I make a comment?
We only got 10 minutes left.
Not a religious one.
Is it okay if I make? Is it okay if I make a comment?
You have a question.
Not a biblical comment.
Ask a question.
Yeah, I'm not.
Time, King.
All right, y'all sisters have a good night then.
Thank you, King. Peace and love to you. Okay, let me see. All right, so 857. Oh wait. Oh, is that 357? 857. I thought we already did 857. Let's see. 857. Peace and love.
Peace, Road Justice.
Peace. Oh, peace, King. Now, King, we only got 2 minutes, so come on with it.
You need to drop that. The Queen need to drop the knowledge, Miss Bay. How you doing, peace? Drop the knowledge on how we get nationalized, how we get sovereignty. That's all I'm really concerned about because that'll protect us all the way. So, drop like a link or something for all the people who don't know about how to get the sovereignty and to get nationalized and all that. Please.
Wow, in 2 minutes?
Yeah, just drop a link. Like, tell somebody www or...
try www.r like Randy, V like Victor, B like BEY, RVBaypublications.com. Try there. RVBaypublications.com. It is not Taj Tariq Bay's website. It is Raz Mariah's website, but it is Taj's information. Taj has nothing to do with the site. He's busy. He can't deal with that. He don't handle that. He has nothing to do with it. But it's his information, and Raz Mariah handles it. Try there. Because I can't say anything in 2 minutes about that.
Yeah, I wish I would have gotten it earlier.
When the Europeans showed up, and we're not anymore. Huh?
Yeah, I would have asked earlier, but we were getting beat in the head with that Israelite shit. So I used to fuck with them. That's why that's why I don't fuck with them no more. And they definitely about patriarchy. So anyway. All I gotta say is like, yo, we need to get back to matriarchy. That's all there is to it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And men need to be more protectors than fucking oppressors because you doing the pink man job for them when you oppress all systems.
Mm-hmm. Say that.
Pretty much. Thank you.
Say that. Thank you so much. That's real justice, y'all. Okay, thank you so much, King. And you kept it under a couple of minutes. I'm proud of you. But thank you so much. Hopefully we'll hear from you on Wake the Hell Up Wednesday.
Anybody has additional questions or concerns, complaints, or comments, you can go to my website at yaffabay.com, and my phone number is there, and email address is also there. Okay? And I do, don't worry about, it might be too late, I don't know what time it is. I do take calls 24 hours a day. When I do not want to talk, my ringer is turned off. I have had people call me at 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning. Even if the ringer is off, if I see the phone light up, I will answer it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
So don't concern yourself at the time. Huh?
Yeah, true indeed. But I see on the YouTube heavy, so I mean I know I'm familiar. A lot of people aren't familiar that you're on YouTube, so let them know how to see what you were speaking of your lectures on YouTube also.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thanks. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be on Wake the Hell Up Wednesday, this Wednesday coming up. I'll be there if you want to have more questions.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. That's a good plug. Thank y'all for reminding me. Yeah, she will be on Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 Central, and 11 Eastern for this Wednesday, Wake the Hell Up Wednesday here on Dynasty Network. So you can get, you can get at her again. Just call me on Wednesday.
It's also 8 o'clock in California Pacific Time. It'll be 8 also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cali too, 8 o'clock right now before we change times again. All right, King Will, did you have anything else?
Nah, that's about it, man. And I just want to say religion is nothing but a tool of separation
and oppression.
War.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
They need to go watch Black Death. That's it. It came out in 2010, a movie called Black Death.
We're playing chess, not checkers. If we sitting there fighting each other, we don't never look up and see who's really pulling the strings. Therefore, we need to start strength pull. Cut the string.
You got that right.
Right.
Real talk.
All right,
you got that right.
Thank
you for sharing.
Right.
Around that.
So we're going on to the next call. We're trying to get all these callers in before we leave. We have about 8 minutes left, so let's go ahead and see what area code 216 has to say. Area code 216, you're on Zuri Speak. First name, where you calling from, please? Going once, going twice, 216. Okay, cool. All right, area code 412, where you calling from, your first name, please?
Pittsburgh, man.
Okay, peace.
Hello?
Your radio's too loud.
Yeah, turn something down. Your speaker's on or something.
Turn your radio down. Hi.
Y'all can hear me now?
Yes.
We hear you, yeah. Peace, King.
Oh, now, hey, how y'all doing?
Wonderful.
I got one question, and I ain't trying to cause no conflict. Can you please do a lecture on how we can better talk to each other and hold each other accountable for them? Because right now, you're trying to check out people, they want to act crazy and buff up in your face, you want to crack their brains and shit. And yeah, I'm trying to go through that no time.
Okay, did you hear the question, Dr.?
I'm not sure if I understand. It sounds like you want me to do a talk show on checking you said I'm trying to check the people and they're getting all up in my face, and I need to do a talk show on what?
Okay, no, holding each other accountable, male and female holding each other accountable for the things that they do, whether it's in relationships, friendships, or whatever. Like, have a better communication. I don't understand women. So I'm trying to get a better understanding of how the hell they think so I can better communicate with them.
I have a little presentation. You can contact me. I have a little DVD. It's less than an hour long called Moving Energy to Empower Men that addresses that subject specifically on how brothers can better deal with sisters running their mouth all the time, because a lot of men can't handle it. It's like you're talking and talking and can you shut up? I don't want to. I want some silence. So they need to. If you want that, reach out and contact me. There's a phone number on my website at yaffabay.com.
All right.
It's called Moving Energy to Empower Men: How to Communicate Better with the Women and Argue Better if you have to.
That's cool. And I also want to put a plug in King for Thursdays at 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock p.m. Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m. on the couch. We talk about men and female relationships all the time and how to communicate with each other. So, get that teaching from Dr. Yaffa and come on over on Thursday on the couch.
I don't understand the couch.
It's just a program that we talk about information where men and women can talk to each other, just like what you just asked.
Oh, okay.
But that's the title of the show.
That's on the internet or something?
It's right where you are now.
On this network.
Yes, on this network. It comes on Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard. 7 Central, 8.
Same as California.
Same as California. Okay, yeah. Yeah, 5 in California. Okay, that's all. Okay, King, thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah.
All right, peace and love. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so let me see. We got one more caller. So don't y'all put your hands up because we got to get ready to go. Area code, I think this is 251 calling back. Area code 251. Peace and love.
Be brief. We got 3 minutes.
Is this Brother Larry?
Hello? Yeah.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, peace.
So how are y'all? Shoot. I'm gonna try to be brief. All right. See, Dr. Yaffa, I love you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And now,
I love you too.
and now, keep spreading knowledge.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you. Harambe Ak.
Thanks for calling in to say that. Appreciate you, team. Okay, all right. We got 2 more callers out to Yaffa. Don't y'all put your hands up no more. We're gonna take 2 more callers, and those of you in the chat room, you may want to call in real quick. We're at 646-716-7572. We're about to go off the air, so I'm not sure you can hear us. So if you still want to hear the questions and answers, dial in right now, 646-716-7572. We got about 90 seconds to do that, okay? So if you don't call in from the chat room, I want to say peace and love to you, and thank you for tuning in to Zuri Speaks, okay? So now the next caller, we have 602, and then we're going to go to 860, and then we are done. Area code 602, your first name, where you calling from, please.
Hello?
Hi.
Peace and love to you.
How you doing? This is Q.
Hi, sweetie. That's my son.
Oh, DC.
How you
only
doing?
child. Marvelous.
Doing good.
How you?
Oh no, I was just telling calling to tell my mom that I was listening to some of the stuff she was saying, and to keep it up, keep up that good work.
Thank you. I love you, sweetie. You be safe. We're
All right,
almost
you
done.
too.
Okay. We're bringing the last caller. I love you, man.
All right, love you too.
Thank you, Kitty. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. Where my damn sons at? They ain't came and told me nothing. Anyway.
we got less than a minute. 1 caller.
Yes. Yeah, we already in the recording. Let me get 860. 860, where you calling from, please? This is King Edward.
That's yesterday. What suggested readings or books for the callers to look in, like any good books? That's my question.
Any good book on what?
Anything.
You know, the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft and Demonology by Robbins, Robbins.
Okay.
Okay. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, King.
Right.
Thank you so much.
That's good. I'll talk to you on Wake Up Wednesday. All right, yes, sir, for other questions. All right.
Yeah, you can call in on Wake the Hell Up Wednesday. I'll be there this Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, Queen.
Thank you. Good night.
Listen, Dr. Yaffa, somebody just put their hand up, Dr. Yaffa. It's up to you if you want to take the call or not.
Well, I'll try to take the caller. Hopefully I won't get kicked offline, except, but bring them in.
Right, because we are in overtime right now. Area code 410, first name, where you calling from, please?
Peace and blessings, my sisters. I don't like to say peace, say love and light. I like to say, hi, Sister Yaffa. This is Sister Maia. Haven't heard your voice in a long time. But I wanted to say this. You know, people are always trying to use the Bible to guilt trip out people, to have us thinking that's our fault we're in this condition that we in. What's happened to us has been socially engineered.
That's right.
It's been socially engineered, and it continues to be socially engineered. Religion was used as a tool to socially engineer us and divide us. Education, you name it, schools, you name it, it has done it.
Food.
And you know what? Our people need to understand and know the art of war. Because when you know the art of war, you can see your enemy before he comes. You'll recognize his mess. We don't know that. We weren't taught that. And we're not teaching our children that. And they need to know this information. And I love you. This is the first time, sister, I've been on your show, but I will be on your show from here on out. Sister Yaffa, you know I love you, sister. I love the way you roll. And I will continue to listen to, and I'm going to call you, Sister Yaffa. I will continue to listen to the show.
Call anytime. The worst thing that will happen is I won't answer the phone because I don't see it ringing or don't hear it ringing, and I'll call you back as long as the number is displayed. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, my sister.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Love and light.
Love and light.
All right. That was a good show. 3 hours, y'all. We went in 3 hours. So, y'all, I'm going to go on Facebook, and I got to make a couple of posts to those men who did all that damn talking and said he going to call in, and I ain't heard from them one of them. So, anyway, yep, I'm going to call you out. That's a damn shame. Anyway, Dr. Yaffa, Dr. Yaffa, as usual, my sister, we thank you. We thank you for coming on and and dropping your science, dropping the science that you have for us and those of you who are listening. I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't pay attention, if y'all don't go research it, I don't want to hear from you. Don't come tell me nothing. Don't write me and KJ on Facebook and say you disagree with nothing she said. You didn't call in to find out to get it clarified. That way you can either understand it or you cannot understand it, but you didn't call your happy ass in, so don't contact me talking about I don't hear what she say. I ain't trying to hear it. Make sure you join us on Wednesday, because Yaffa Bay will be joining us again on Wednesday for Wake the Hell Up Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That is right after our polygyny show. Yep, I do a polygyny show. Comes on at 7 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Dr. Yaffa, is there any final remarks you want to give to the family?
I want to say this. I have no disrespect for the empires on what is now called the African continent. You can't take anything away from Kemet and Mali, and you're talking about major empires that had major contributions. They've been subjugated and destroyed. Just because I say I'm not Chinese don't mean I hate Chinese people. I'm saying I'm not African. Even though I have some African ancestry, I'm part, but, I wasn't brought here on no slave ships and no slave trade of imports. And just because I say that does not mean I'm hating so-called African. And African people, and I have Chinese ancestry. That don't make me Chinese, okay? You can be what you want to be, but if you keep going with the African thing, you might do like the brother that I told you about earlier that almost went back to Africa, and he never was from there, and he almost walked away from his entire estate, and they owe him millions of dollars that he can just go get because his family already won the settlement. So either be your American self and go find your stuff and get your house back, or go somewhere to Africa where you're a stranger and try to take a house that don't have nothing to do with you, which is what the Europeans did. Went around the world and took everybody else's house and booted them out. So you walk away from your estate if you want to. That's all I can say. I'm not telling you what to be. I'm telling you, you have a vested interest in this house right here.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
Well, I'm just going to go try to find mine. Try to find mine. So, hey, if I got something here for my people, I want every drop. Every drop. I ain't talking about no 40 acres and a mule either. I want everything that they got in mine. Everything.
Well, I'll take 40 acres and a mule or a van or a SUV, but
I'll take it all. Everything.
Hey,
everything that belongs to us.
I want the whole country. Shit.
Yes. And we send out love and a shout out to our African people over there. We ain't saying nothing about we don't love you. We ain't saying we connected with you. All we saying is people were here already. That's all we're trying to say. And so we need to realize that we're here already and realize that you have to put in your mind that there's a possibility that they put these stories in front of us so that we don't make claim to what they know they owe us here in America. That's how I see it. I haven't done my research. I'm just telling you that's how I'm seeing it from hearing the conversation. And it sounds like some typical Neanderthal pink people stuff to do whatever they can. Matter of fact, they ain't caring about you go to Africa. They're not caring about you going back to Africa. They're caring about you realizing that you own property right here because they think they own America. They think they own America. And they know they don't. Matter of fact, we own this whole damn earth. So, shit, if you got stuff in Africa, go get it. You got stuff in America, go get it. You got stuff in Europe, go get your shit. That's all I'm saying.
Pretty much.
That's all I'm saying. So, anyway, KJ, did you have any final remarks? Is she still there? Because we ain't heard from KJ all night.
I know.
I don't even hear her breathing.
She's probably anyway, dumbfounded there.
Kenya, I see her name. Are you there, KJ? Wait, she got us on mute.
Remember, she had all the noise going on, so she hit mute. Is what it was.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? I will speak for KJ and say, peace and love, family, and thank y'all for joining us. Do I sound like her? And so anyway, y'all, thank y'all for joining us on, where we at? Zuri Speaks Talk Radio. I am your host, Empress T. And also we was here with Dr. Yaffa Bay, so I hope you all enjoyed this. And, even though we wanted to just put her seat so damn high that she couldn't even sleep tonight, but, I guess, the people didn't call in. But anyway, and peace and love to you, Dr. Yaffa Harambe, and also to KJ, peace and love to you. Tomorrow is Monday. Make sure you tune in at 3 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time for your Ancestral Gateway with Miss Kenyatta Aset. She does tarot card readings, and so if you want to get that done, make sure you get it done tomorrow because she is going on a sabbatical. You won't see her for a while, and so I'm telling y'all, this is your last chance to get in there and get y'all tarot cards read. If you wanted, I've used her a couple times, and she's on the money. So anyway, so tomorrow, free tarot card readings, 3 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, right here on Dynasty Network. And after her show, it's happening through Healing Power with Miss Mocha. Miss Mocha. Y'all don't want to miss tomorrow's lineup. I'm telling y'all, right here on Dynasty Network, we ain't playing with y'all. We bringing y'all information. Peace and love to all of the callers who called in. Thank you for your information. Even you Hebrew Israelites. I know y'all. So what? I was Hebrew Israelite for 30 days, so I know where you at. I was believing that same stuff, brother. So trust me, I know exactly where you at. But after a while, I say to you, keep studying, keep researching, and come outside that Bible and stuff, and you're gonna find out some more stuff. I guarantee you. That's what happened to me. Peace and love to you. Peace and love to you on our phone app, and peace and love to you who are listening via internet radio. We love you for free. Hotep.
My hotel.